Hello! Gadfly says, all hippies are evil. It may be the case, but I'm not well exposed to them. Spit on that thing? Are you a Hooktua enjoyer? I'm not feeling the magic on that one. Alright? I am not feeling the magic on that one. I don't get how it took. Not feeling it. Not feeling it. How is everyone? How you going? How you going? We got another little uke video up. Make sure you go to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. Music box version of Cosmic Temperance from Loop Hero. Next up, Sanctuary of Zeta. Lots of harmonics and whatnot. Go listen to it. Go like, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much. Oh, is that your very own wall? Yes. What's Loop Hero? It's a really enjoyable game. It's a really enjoyable game. That is, like there's a eucalyptus on the left. Behind the eucalyptus, there's clematis. There's some hedgy things at the bottom. On the right, a bunch of those pots have flowers and pine berries in them. There's some sort of climbing shit on the right as well. So on and so forth. So yeah, that was Cosmic Temperance. Well, that was the start of Cosmic Temperance. Changed to be like a music box sort of arrangement. And because you can't play all the bits normally on a uke because the uke doesn't really have enough space to do it. Yeah, it's a really good garden. It's my girlfriend doing all the plants and stuff. They're all really nice. We got some really big sunflowers this year as well. Next track is going to take a while to get out, so it'll probably be a week or two before the next video, but if you sub, you'll get notified. That'll be Sanctuary of Zeta from Final Fantasy XI, if any of you are familiar. After that, there'll probably do a pop song, because I'm going to do a whole mix of things. Anyway. Track these nuts. You're going to talk shit to me when you haven't even beaten the Mind Goblin in Elden Ring. People call me a fake gamer and then tell me, oh no, I never fought the Mind Goblin in Elden Ring. Never even heard of it. Ridiculous. Pretty sure there's a goddamn praying mantis in there now. I have to burn the house. I'm not afraid of mantids. I wouldn't be the first metal ukulele player. I'm pretty sure there've been a few. Yeah.
Fake gamer, fake gamer, fake gamer, fake
True.
gamer.
I don't pretend to be a gamer, babe, but thanks for the sub. I hate games now. Because they cause me physical pain, not because they turn you gay. But it is true that they turn you gay. Oh. Ah, I'm glad you asked, Walls Speak. Mind goblin these nuts. Thank you for letting that be set up for me to strike. I appreciate it. I appreciate it even though it didn't work organically. Wish I could play games. Not being able to play games means I'll just spend more time on ukulele. Get lots of ukulele videos out. Let's go. Let's go. Woohoo, woohoo. Anyway, I was strongly recommended, or rather this video was strongly recommended to me. It's about this chick called Shannon Blake. You ever heard of her? If you haven't heard of her, and you are on social media, you have probably seen her. Many memes. Now, how do I get to like just a... I'll just show you the search page. It is this individual. It is this individual. I saw them all over the place. Pictures of them. Pictures of them. I didn't really see anyone talking about anything substantial. They're mostly just talking about her ass, or that they think she looks dirty. Apparently, She is a TikTok influencer. And, on top of that, I've been told that she is evil. And there is a video explaining how terrible she is. That's what I've been told. Highly recommended that I learn about this, so that I know to avoid hippies in real life. Statement on Boogie. Fact. Is that good enough? Whaler vouched for it, which might make you suspect it's going to be trash and not have any meat. Don't panic. I believe this was originally recommended by Hexathian. I believe this is a hex recommendation. A hexamendation, perhaps. Thought we were going in on Charles Manson again. What's wrong with Charles Manson? What did he... You tell me Charles Manson did something? Hopefully it's not as bad as Dr. Disrespect. Anyway. Statement on Boogie backpedaling. Did he backpedal? I saw he deleted shit. I saw he tried to sweep things under the rug. Unfortunately for Boogie, if you want to sweep things under the rug, you can't have first pulled it out from under everyone, because then you can't put anything underneath it. Idiot. It is this video, The Curious Case of Shannon Blake by Cal Does Life. Make sure to go and subscribe to Cal if like and appreciate this. And there's a chance I'll stop immediately. If I don't have anything to say, I'll stop immediately. If I don't have any if with my static interlocutor I am not inspired to comment, I don't have any insight, we'll stop. But I've been told that this is an exceptional video. Boogie can't sweep anything under the rug, he'll have a heart attack from that much exercise. Probably. Stop priming you to dislike everything I react to? No. If you're mad, it's better, because mad people write more comments, and then I get an analytics report at the end. And the number go up. Comment number go up. 500% increase in comments. I'm trying to imagine, because I haven't spoiled this for myself at all. Well, I have just now. I looked at the description. Linked to white supremacist ideologies. I was going to say, how do you talk about this individual for 40 minutes? What's she been doing? There we go. Shall we get cracking? I know chat already believes hippies are evil. I'm undecided. They smell evil often. But,
Shannon Blake is a TikTok...
Why is this literally 120p? Shannon Blake is a tick. She gave me Lyme disease. You know that thing that gave Avril Lavigne pimples? Hang on.
Shannon Blake is a TikTok content creator that has polarized millions.
That's some floofy hair. God, if I look at it around my glasses, it's brighter than a light bulb.
Some think she's this happy-go-lucky, free-spirited vibe that's all here for the peace and love, whilst others think that she is, well, a trustafarian that yaps about pseudo-spiritual...
A young person from a wealthy background whose trust fund enables him or her to eschew conventional attitudes to work, dress, drug taking, etc. I would not be shocked if this is accurate.
Whilst all perpetuating ideas that are linked to white supremacy.
There we go.
Zooey mama, it's a...
Stop. Hold up. Supporting ideas that are linked to white supremacy. You can't be... No. You can't be drawing this many lines this early on in your video. You can't present things in such a tenuous way, because I'm losing my boner for this. Look at those fuck me eyes. I look at him and I just think hydrocephalus. There's something going on with the forehead. I think because the hair looks like it would make the forehead look smaller, and I can still see... Because I can see the forehead through the hair, it looks like his forehead's up to here. It's crazy. More than me. And my whole head is forehead.
A messy one. Today, in the curious case of Shannon Blake, we will try to unpack all of this.
What are you doing? Wax on, wax off.
And really work out what is going on. But before we get into that, right, yes, hello there.
I wish to learn. I wish to learn. Again, I'll say I'm concerned that the claim is supports ideas that are linked to white supremacy. It's not supports white supremacist ideas or supports a white supremacist ideology. It's supports ideas that are linked to are we gonna... Please don't say she drinks milk or something.
My name is Cowder's Life, and on this channel we do video essays talking about things on the internet, and then all...
TikTok's goth problem. TikTok's punk problem. TikTok's anti-Palestine problem.
Discussing it as a team in the comment section below. So if that sounds like fun for you, please feel...
I think this is going to be incredible. Can you even be anti-Palestine on TikTok?
Free to subscribe. Trying to beat this ratio. We're trying our best, gosh darn it. And if you're not new here, hello again, old friend. It's me, hello. Your boy Cow. And hair fun for you, please feel free to subscribe. Trying to beat this ratio. We're trying our best, gosh darn it. And if you're not new here, hello again, old friend. It's me, your boy Cow. And hair update from last video. Right. I want to look like an 80s or 70s rock star. So that's going to take some time.
He's got that... I don't know. Look, this sounds really weird to say, but it's the only way I can say it. He's got that 14-year-old hair. It is an adolescent mane. It is not an adult's head of hair. I don't know.
Anyways, we do digress. So today we are diving back into the hippie community on TikTok to look at the prominent...
They've been in there before.
...character within that world, Shannon Blake, a musician and TikToker. Shannon Blake has garnered this huge following for...
Shannon Blake makes me think of the Tauren from World of Warcraft.
Her interesting music and...
You look like a pedo. You wish. You wish I was a pedophile.
And her spiritualness. I don't know if that's a word. Spiritualness. Just basically some of the stuff she talks about in her music. It's very thought-provoking stuff. Yeah. However...
Sorry, what did it say?
Her music. It's very thought...
These third-eye visions geometrical. Very well.
Provoking stuff. Yeah. However, recently she has been the center of some controversy on TikTok.
Let's go. What's controversial on TikTok, though? Okay. Whitey spirituality is rooted in whitey supremacy. It's sad. Saying they built the pyramids to communicate with aliens and time travel, and they're responsible for saving/healing them. This guy cannot be siding with the people who are anti-her in these terms. They can't. He can't do it. It has to be this is all... No, it's going to be this is all whack... All of it's wackadoodle. That has to be the take. Please.
Lots of people calling her out. Critics claim that her lyrics and themes within her content promote white supremacist theories, all while subtly embedding racist ideologies within her New Age spirituality. We're going to be exploring the problematic nature of Shannon Blake's content.
That's an assertion that it is problematic. I did indeed see Nordic alien in ufology, that is the study of UFOs. Nordic alien is the name given to alleged humanoid extraterrestrials purported to come from the, it's pronounced Pleiades, right? Who resemble Nordic Scandinavians.
Okay. We're going to be exploring the problematic nature of Shannon Blake's content, examining how seemingly innocent spiritual beliefs at face value can be a pipeline for very dangerous undertones. We'll discuss the
A pipeline for dangerous undertones. If it's an undertone, it's immediately present. The undertone is there simultaneously. It's not a pipeline to undertones. That doesn't make sense.
Implications of these themes for the online hippie community and broader society, whilst considering the ethical responsibilities of these influencers in promoting respectful and inclusive spiritual practices.
Respectful and inclusive, insane bullshit. Your insane bullshit has to be respectful and inclusive. As deemed appropriate by other people who believe and spout insane shit. This will be a fun one. Please, sir, in the video, please take a cold analytical perspective, because I will lose it if you side with anyone here.
So first off, to paint a clear picture of Shannon Blake and her content so that we're all on an equal playing field.
Thank you.
Let's dive into some of the content she has created. What's really funny about Shannon Blake's music is, like, a lot of it talks about how she's this good human and, like,
I broadcast, I am love, I am abundance. Love is love, and love is all.
She's helping out the world and she wants to spread peace and love. Like, her purpose on this planet was to come down and spread good energy, good vibes. Oh, just good times. But if you listen to her lyrics, a common theme that comes up time and time again is me, I, look what...
Yeah. This guy's gonna lose his fucking mind when he discovers pop music.
I'm doing. Like, she talks...
when he discovers the average individual. This guy would die instantly if he watched an episode of Love Island.
So confidently about being this selfless human in her lyrics, you know, really caring about the world and being in tune with it.
Sorry, is this parody? Is this a parody expose? A parody video that's meant to make fun of people who dig into things in contrived ways to make it seem like there's something meaningful to be said about it when there isn't really. This is already too much.
On a higher...
The safe filthy. Yes! Like safe horny or safe edgy. She is safe filthy. That's what like a hippie is. Safe filthy.
Level with her third eye. But the lyrics talk about making millions, flying first class, basically just being this rich thing, which is really funny because on a superficial level, she looks like a hippie, but she is like the creepy old man incorporated. So, like, capitalism's perfect idea of what a hippie...
She is the creepy old man incorporated, is what jumped out to me. Right. I presume you mean to express something like she's the embodiment of the creepy old man. That would be a creepy old man. You're talking about the creepy old man as a metaphor for capitalism. There are rich, creepy old men. There are rich, creepy old men at the head of businesses. They are the embodiment of that. That exists. Also, yes, describing her as a thing. Went straight for the dehumanization. Straight for the dehumanization. If we're going to try to get her on, she supports ideas that are connected to white supremacy. Or Nazism. You probably shouldn't be, engaging in dehumanizing rhetoric in your video where you're going to do that. What I want to see happen next is a little bit of thought about why are people into that? Why are people into those lyrics? Why does that appeal to people?
Is like the creepy old man incorporated, so like capitalism's perfect idea of what a hippie should be. You gotta look like one, but we actually want you to secure the bag. Money, 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 that's all we actually care about. Shannon thought, I'm gonna take this movement, being a hippie.
Have you I don't know. Is this someone who hasn't seen mainstream culture, so it seems novel? Does this? He's laughing. He's like, "Huh, wow, it's crazy! Whoa!" Have you not paid attention to the world for like 50 years, probably more?
And I'm gonna secure the bag of it. And why? Because that's social media, baby. People can just dress up as whatever character loadout they want and profit off of it.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not gonna comment about society or gender though.
Ethics and morals really just go out the window for securing the bag, but don't worry.
Sorry, the morality of authentically... Sorry, wait. It's immoral to pretend to be a hit to, like... Are we talking cultural appropriation of, like, hippie-dom? The morality of appropriate hippiness. You'd never pretend to be a hippie if not for social media. What are you talking?
Guys, because she raps about caring about the planet, so that's enough, right? That like virtue signaling and just like sheer performatism. It always amazes me when content
performatism
creators are this tone deaf. Like, how are you
tone deaf? Tone deaf is a pretty good name for a microtonal metal band.
Not self-aware, or is like just nobody holding you in check in your personal life? Probably not, because you said it also in your lyrics that all your friends were.
No one holding you in check in your personal life. I've had in the past people holding me people you know, in my personal life controlling what I can do online. It wasn't very fun. But does he mean perhaps a friend group? Your friends that control what you do on like fucking TikTok or some shit? No, that's not good.
So they're all probably like, yeah, you're so cool. We're your hype person. We're just going to go along with your charades. But probably behind scenes, like, yeah, no, she's lost the plot. She's complete hypocrisy. She is living up to the stereotype that, you know, all hippies.
Sorry, I may have lost track. I'm still not feeling too good, okay? And I'm feeling a bit slow, and I may have lost the plot. This is an imagined yes man. This is a hallucinated group of yes men that she supposedly has, yes? Who are discussing her.
Are just like these posh middle class people that can do whatever they want. So yeah, kind of at like face value, I feel like there's two very obvious ways you can view Shannon Blake. You think like my way, which is like, oh yeah, it's clearly someone just profiting off a look and off a movement. One that has...
Welcome to all these fucking influencers. Welcome to literally all of them.
Has, you know, pretty big cultural significance, but you know, they're just trying to secure the bag, and clearly it's working because...
Hang on. Stop.
Just profiting off a look and off a movement. One that has, you know, pretty big cultural significance, but you know...
Is he saying the movement has pretty big cultural significance, or is he saying that she has pretty big cultural significance?
You know, they're just trying to secure the bag, and clearly it's working because she talks about how much money she's making and this bougie lifestyle.
Yeah, but is she making money, or does she just have a ton of money? If she's not... My understanding is if she's not selling something, if she doesn't have sponsors, making money direct on TikTok is like not really a thing.
She lives. And within that, to really help paint this mirage, this illusion, she'll sprinkle in some spirituality about how she's finding herself on this journey, because I feel that's a thing a lot of people can buy into, trying to find themselves as a person. So she sprinkles that in with the superficialness of it's this good, friendly vibe, you know.
Does this guy... Okay, I was getting the idea that this guy respects and likes real hippies, whatever they would be. Sounded like he should hate them.
You know, bright, cool colours, looks very friendly, looks very disarming. You think, ah, cool, but it's all in aid to secure the bag. That's kind of how I inferred her when I first ever came across her. Or the other way I feel people infer her is she's good vibes, she's so cool. And I feel like that's how someone who just...
You know, Stones in Glass Houses, I'm a Reactoid streamer. Again, I'll say, who would you not take this impression from? Who online, what influencer doesn't give this impression?
Isn't thinking with...
Can we have someone to contrast her with? Because this is the most generic, commentary on her possible.
With any criticalness.
Like, it's not drilling down specifically to her.
Will think they'll hear her talking about spirituality and all of that stuff, and they'll be sucked in because she's always smiling in her videos. Her mood is always immaculate. So they'll be like, no, she's just good vibes, she's just happy-go-lucky. But
wait, is the twist gonna be that this is an incel video? This guy's like, this woman is mind-controlling people by smiling. She's always immaculate. The vibes are immaculate. She's just controlling them with her makeup and her lips and her smile and her... Is this...
Then once you start to get like a couple layers deep with Shannon, you quickly realize that like there's some
Why would you go a couple layers deep though?
Quite problematic stuff going on with her content. Right. In one of her songs she says, "Bitch, I'm from the Pallades." You think she's a
Bitch, I have AIDS. No, it's Pleiades. I don't know my pronunciations of such things, but I know that one. And if I was going to make a video, not just talking live, I would check.
Quite problematic stuff going on with her content. In one of her songs she says, "Bitch, I'm from the Pallades." You think she's a Pallade?
Pallades is a new condition your pets can get in Pal World.
Basically, these are these extraterrestrial beings that have come down to, save the day. And this is why this gets very interesting very quickly, because these beings...
Aryan Aliens, my favorite History Channel show.
These Palladians are often tall, blonde, with blue eyes. Now, where historically have we heard of this race of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people before? Oh, that's right. The literal Nazis. World War II, baby. Dear Lord,
I don't think it was about aliens. You have, okay, look. Have, physically large, tall, healthy, blonde hair, blue eyes, sure. Those are two things in common. The alien bit, I think, separates it. I think the alien bit separates it from this.
I wish this was a joke. If you were going to come online and be an influencer and you have this huge platform and you rap and talk about these things.
No, you have to elaborate. You have to elaborate. That can't be it. That can't be it, and now you're going to say it's irresponsible. Does she have blue? She certainly has blonde hair. If she has blue eyes, do you not think it's possible she picked that because she has blonde hair and blue eyes?
So confidently, you would have thought you would have just done a little bit of background research and thought, yeah, it's really, really connected to Nazi ideologies. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm one of them. And then when you finally start to see it from that view that she thinks she's this higher being,
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay? You gotta give me more. It could be. Alright? It's not totally whack, necessarily, what he's saying. Let's skim this. George Adamski is credited with being among the first to claim contact with Nordic aliens in the mid-1950s. And scholars note that the mythology of extraterrestrial visitation from beings with features described as quote-unquote Aryan often include claims of telepathy, benevolence, and physical beauty. it could well be that it's fed into from that, obviously. Well, obviously it is if people are describing it as Aryan often. You need more than that to suggest she's promoting some sort of ideology to people. You need more than that. I'm starting to think what he said at the start, the ideas connected to white supremacy or Nazism, is really as far as it's going to go if he's just got this. There's a lot of red string here. Yes. The red string might be fair to say. Thing. They're describing it in this way. I don't believe these aliens are fucking real, and they're describing it in these terms. There is a red string that can be pinned onto the corkboard between them. But if these are now also a thing in ufology, for the people who are out there about aliens, for her, if she's just fucking vapid, right? She could go, oh, this is a kind of alien from the Pleiades. And they're white and they have blue eyes and blonde hair. It's just like me, for real, for real.
And then when...
Do you think it's more likely that, or do you think it's that she's trying to dog whistle Nazism to people?
You finally start to see it from that view that she thinks she's this higher being, she's better than us, she's from the outer world. You quickly realized how narcissistic she is.
What? Yeah, no shit. No, you could clock it instantaneously. You don't need this. So he's not going down the Nazi path. He's hinting at the connection. Well, he's explicitly laying out the connection, and then he's saying, look, she thinks she's superior. Can you believe this TikTok girl is saying she's hot? Yeah, I can.
I said earlier, a lot of her lyrics, though she's yeah, I'm this free spirit, I'm cool, and I'm about the earth. All her lyrics are very me based. Look what I'm doing, look what I'm achieving,
yeah.
This is all me, I'm doing it. She's very self-centered.
Is this guy really, really angry about rap? And the sentiments expressed therein? But wouldn't get away with going off on them for some reason, but can go off on her? Is this the safe target to express anger at vapid, self-worshipping music?
And it's very clear from her content when you start looking at it like this. She thinks she's this extraterrestrial being. She's securing the bag. She's flying first class. She's stacking the coin. It's all narcissism. She's exhibiting very obvious narcissistic tendencies.
Yeah, she is. How are we 7 minutes in and that's the... Yeah, you didn't need this. She's a TikTok influencer. You want to know the stronger evidence? You want to know the stronger evidence that she's a narcissist? It's not that she says she's from the Pleiades, a reference to the Nordic alien in ufology, where people describe these aliens as being Aryan. They describe them in terms similar to Nazi propaganda about the master race. Oh! She's a TikTok influencer. Done. Narcissist.
And then, within that, she also says she's curing her kidney infections. Screw science, screw modern day medicine and actually doing stuff. I'm just gonna cure it with...
I mean, maybe through hydration, the power of water.
My third eye. Listen to yourself, Shannon. The thing a lot of people are trying to point out is that she's exhibiting signs that she may be experiencing spiritual psychosis when someone is mentally unwell and they...
Sorry, what did you say regarding that?
Listen to yourself, Shannon. The thing a lot of people are trying to point out is that she's exhibiting signs that she may be experiencing spiritual psychosis.
I don't think she actually is, no. I think you were right earlier when you said it's a performance.
When someone is mentally unwell and they displace that through thinking they're basically spiritual. And I can give an anecdotal story on this. We had a boy back home. I loved him to bits. And
what do you mean you had a boy? What? We had a boy back home. Like a slave? Did he live in the basement? What do you mean we had... Sorry.
Spiritual, and I can give an anecdotal story on this. We had a boy back home. I loved him to bits, and I still do. But he did a lot of psychedelic drugs. And he literally
willingly, or did you just give them to him?
Thought he became the Messiah. He was convinced he was the Messiah, and thankfully, with enough therapy and a great support network, he's back to being a regular dude again. And this is kind of what I feel like we're seeing with Shannon Blake. You know,
You think this chick is actually bought into him? You've gone against the first 3 minutes. You were saying that it's I believe the quote is she's the embodiment of hyper-performatism or something like that. You were saying it's not real. She's becoming what people want to see. It's not really coming from within herself. She's doing what's expected of the role. She's embodying the archetype. Now you think she believes it?
Raps and sings about her use of psychedelic drugs. And you know, whilst people have found psychedelic drugs to be useful to combat, you know, mental health illnesses, they can also induce them. She talks about, you know, having a little bit of acid and drinking ayahuasca with shamans. Settle down, Shannon. Maybe take a break from that.
Settle down and have some kids, you slut.
And, ground yourself, because you currently think you're an extraterrestrial being sent from somewhere else to...
Dog, just redo the whole line. Just redo the whole line if you're doing that many cuts.
You know, save the day. That's one hell of a savior complex you've got going on there. And to just come online and rap about that so confidently is incredible. And like, lots of people have...
People rap about killing. Have you listened to any rap? This is out there for you? Within the form of expression that is rap, talking about having done a little bit of acid, I think that, you know what? I think that crosses a line. I think that's inappropriate in this genre.
Try to like stitch her content online, and that's trying to help her, being like, you know, it's kind of worrying that you're talking about how you're curing infections and stuff yourself, and they're trying to offer her advice.
I hate this person on the right's face.
About how you're curing infections and stuff yourself.
TikTok physiognomy.
And they're trying to offer her advice because clearly she's not listening to anyone around her. If there is anyone in her support network that's actually trying to be a good friend, but probably not, they're all on payroll. But the problem is, Shannon Blake's fans come to these comment sections and say wild things like this. Why are her vibes so much clearer than yours then? Vibrations don't lie.
Vibes don't lie. Vibes don't lie. Yeah. He's just about to yell the N-word.
You're devoid of freaking logical thinking.
That's such a good clip. Every time you go to reddit.com/r/atheism, that clip should play.
Don't lie. You're devoid of freaking logical thinking.
You're devoid of freaking logical thinking. The trans child yelled before lodging an axe into their parents' neck.
Vibrations don't lie. In the case of this, the vibrations are lying to you. I'm so sorry. Just like these hips don't lie. No, that...
We're gonna defend the TikTok debunkers' vibes.
Joke makes no sense.
Vibes? Vibes? She is not vibrating. This is highly illogical.
But this is not okay. We shouldn't be promoting Shannon's ideologies of banging psychedelic drugs, coming online, spouting nonsense about...
He's sending these subliminal red pill messages. Shouldn't be spreading the ideology of coming online.
This race she claims she's from. And also, did I mention...
I don't think it's a genuine claim to Nordic alien Aryan ancestry. I don't think it's it was in one of her raps, yes? Was that the... She's bragging about being so hot she's extraterrestrial, bro.
she talks about how the pyramids were made by aliens and they can't be made from humans, which also is linked to white supremacy because it
She just said can't be made by humans.
completely discredits all the hard-working people that made the pyramids.
We have to respect the hard labor of the... You're discrediting the... You're discrediting the hard work of the people who made the pyramids. Bro, I'm sure they're crying. To this day, they're fighting for better wages, and you're gonna deny the pyramid cost?
Because why? It's rooted in the fact that it was only Europeans at the time that could create such amazing architecture.
No. She said humans couldn't have done it. She didn't say only Europeans could have done it. There were no Europeans there, so it must have been aliens. She said humans can't do it. She's fucking wrong. I doubt she believes this, even. She's not saying the same thing.
No, other people from other lands, those silly dum-dums must have been aliens. Yeah! You silly bitch.
Take the gloves off. Guess she's in denial. True.
Really, this is the issue when you have a platform and you get...
Have a platform. The soy spasms are too good.
So many people just...
By the way, these cuts are not jump cuts. He's not making mistakes. Every time there's a cut, it's because he has to go drink a Soylent.
Saying you're smart, correct, cool, and always right. Because then you end up smoking your own stuff and you become this. You just spout shit and nonsense and you no longer think critically because you know so many people are just going to support and champion what you say. And there's this content creator that's done really good TikTok.
Are we going to criticize the TikTok magic alien crystal lady for her lack of academic rigor? Is that where we're at on YouTube?
It's about the white supremacy side of Shannon Blake's ideologies and how...
Been called a racist. Just for saying I'm from the Pleiades?
TikTok's about the white supremacy side of Shannon Blake's ideologies and how, like, she dog whistles, which...
Like, this thing in the top right, this quote in the top right, isn't anything he's shown us her saying.
Basically means she silently nods to her white supremacist brethren. Lyrics such as, there are always more snakes in the grass. You know who else compared humans...
Stop.
...to snakes?
Literally every woman who buys makeup and watches makeup videos and likes drama. Bro. Please, have you never... Such a snake. She's such a snake. Every drama YouTuber as well. Millions, perhaps even billions of people do this. Yes.
The Nazis again. They...
I love that he had some kind of voice in the back of his head saying, bro, that's not enough, that's crazy. He had to put the note on screen. This coupled with the fact that both talk about a race of blonde hair, blue-eyed people. She's blonde and has blue eyes and is tall and is white. It's her.
They compared Jewish people to snakes. Pretty freaking horrific, right? And
is that even true? So they called Jews a lot of things. Is snake specifically a major one? I thought it was more... Yeah, rats. They're cowardly, scurrying, dirty rats hiding everywhere. Was the thing I was aware of. But maybe that's just what's popular in teaching people and in popular media where it's mentioned, and so on and so forth.
it's like...
Let me... Hang on. Snakes, Jews, Nazis. Okay, yeah. The snake comparison has been made, had been made. I'm only finding one example though. We got octopus, we got rat.
I came to this earth to help and heal. Oh my gosh, you're not a doctor, you're no one of medical background or training.
Does anyone think she is? Does anyone think she is?
You're just an overprivileged content creator that's completely lost touch from reality. But
I would suggest anyone who makes money making videos online is overprivileged, including myself. Yeah, easily.
Probably because you did far too many psychedelics. Seriously, though they can be fun and such, don't do those things regularly. They will mash up your brain and not in a cool or poggers way. And also...
Right. You've just implicitly endorsed doing psychedelics. Don't do them regularly, you said. You just endorsed doing them with... enjoying them in moderation, I should say. This Shannon Blake person did a little bit of LSD, little bit of mushrooms. You have now endorsed these chemicals to the same degree that she did. You fucking imbecile. Don't do them regularly, you say. She says, I do them a little. You've said that the same thing is okay.
If you're worried about me, and I don't do any of that stuff, but I'm just saying, I'm sure there are some uses where it can be useful, just in Shannon's case.
Are you a doctor? She's not a doctor, she doesn't fucking know anything. Hey, maybe psychedelics could be helpful for you, you know? Bro.
It doesn't seem like the sort of thing she should be ingesting currently. Or at all, she seems like a very delicate soul. Another thing about Shannon...
I was gonna search snake on the channel. It doesn't search transcripts, does it? It doesn't search transcripts. I thought it'd be interesting. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Hold up. Just a quick check. We also have to do a Bluey check. Now, some people will check your subscriptions, they'll check who you're following, and try to say who you're following, who you subscribe to. That says something about it. That's ridiculous. It's guilt by association. Plus, there could be any number of reasons why you subscribe to someone. It could be because you hate them and want to see their stuff. What you can judge someone off the back of, though, is if you search Bluey and they say anything about Bluey that's positive. We did. We'll get him next time. Not what I expected. Anyway.
Content that I probably should have mentioned earlier, before the white supremacy stuff, because that is by far the most important part probably to talk about. But another thing she does that is really just annoying, that I hate when big creators do, is they talk about, yeah, I'm manifesting this. I'm talking.
You mean white women? This is just a white woman rage video. Oh my god, this Cal guy rules. Cal does Life Rabbit Hole Day. The videos are so good. Yeah.
Into existence. Oh, shut up. You have a huge platform and you can profit off millions of people. You're securing the bag. You're so rich you can do whatever you want. And
have you never heard like a woman going, oh, I'm manifesting that for you? I literally heard it 2 nights ago or some shit when Lucky Bee was watching Love Island and the girls were saying it to each other. It's the lingo. It's what they say.
And you're like, yeah, I'm actually just manifesting these new things. And of course it's going to happen. You've got this big old platform.
Also, blame Oprah for that shit. This is Oprah's legacy, isn't it?
And you're rich. Of course you can do whatever you want. It's like there's this scene in this show I watched called IT Crowd, and the guy was like, I've learned about manifest.
That's Matt Barry, right?
I really want a helicopter, so I'm manifesting one.
Yes.
And then the next day he goes out and buys.
Yes, Cal, that's what it is. Yes, you're correct. That's what it is.
Buys one, and he's like, yeah, I manifested it. No, you're rich, so you have lots of privileges that most people.
Yeah, and it applies to any scenario, though. Are you telling me that if someone who isn't rich and privileged goes, oh, I'm going to manifest this, and they, by luck, run into what they were trying to say they were manifesting, would you say, hey, guess they did it then, guess it works? No, it's bullshit no matter who's saying it. It might help in terms of placebo effect, because, you know, being in good spirits, having good morale, can aid you. And that aid could result in you achieving something. But in terms of spiritual manifestation, nah.
Will never get to it.
Regardless of whether you're rich or not. I'm manifesting a handkerchief, and then you go out and buy one, and you're poor. Oh, I guess it was magic. No.
Experience. You pseudo-spiritual teapot. Yeah! This is the issue.
You know, that German Gollum game would have been 10 out of 10 if he did the voice acting for Gollum.
There's a real conversation to be had here about how this white spirituality leads to
pseudo-white spirituality? Excuse me?
radicalized.
You're telling me she's Italian?
Far-right ideologies. And I don't even think she knows, or if she does, it's incredible stuff, but I don't think she's smart enough, nor does she think critically enough about what she's saying. I think she's so lost in the source of being this free-spirited character so she can profit off of it, but she's actually...
You think she's cynically embodying an archetype to make money. Yeah, I think you're right. But then you're also saying she's lost in the source of the spirituality. No, I don't think she buys it. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's authentic.
She's very self-centered, and it's about all she's about is securing the bag and living a lavish lifestyle. If you really listen to what she's saying, she's so lost in all of that. She doesn't even realize the pipeline she is going down. And I feel like this is the thing. A lot of people don't even realize this pipeline of pseudo, very simple spirituality stuff.
This video could turn it around and become incredible if he starts talking about occult Nazism.
That, sounds good, Who doesn't want to be an alien sent from outer space to save the world? Oh, actually, not me. I don't have a savior complex, but
in this moment, I am euphoric, not because of any Nordic spirit magic, but because of my own intelligence.
I can see how people get wrapped up in that. You very quickly are pushing this non-inclusive agenda when you have to be this tall...
No, in this moment, I am manifesting my own euphoria.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed creature. You freaking silly sausages. Wake up. Now I sound spiritual. Dear Lord. And another thing I should also make note of about Shannon Blake, which is just, problematic, is she did this post in 2022.
We're not going to talk about her hair. I wonder if he'll talk about her hair at some point.
When she started getting a lot of flack online.
Yeah, Hex. You know who else dehumanized people? Probably more Nazi-like in his rhetoric than she is calling someone else a snake.
People calling her out.
Because she's not calling a class of people a snake. She's describing someone as being a snake. A backstabber. Untrustworthy.
Being like, you're culturally appropriating and you're not really thinking about the totality of your words. She came out and did this post. For people in the back, I'm Native American, Hispanic, and Irish.
Calculated. This is perfect.
I grew up in a family that speaks fluent Spanish, visiting my relatives in Mexico often, and eating homemade tacos. I grew up doing plant medicine, burning sage, doing sweat lodges and teepees, and connecting with my ancestors as part of my culture. My great-great-grandfather was a Cherokee chief, so please stop telling people what their race is and what they can and can't do. You are unaware that this is offensive.
How's he going to respond to this? You've run into a trap. One, she's absolutely playing a fucking part. This is written perfectly. You can enjoy this as some dumb broad who's into astrology. You can enjoy this as me and enjoy her for being the perfect embodiment of some dumb hippie. This is funny. This is funny, but it's also close enough to real that you can enjoy it sincerely if you're into that. Actually, very well done. Now, he has to be very careful responding to this. Probably doesn't want to say, no, it is very important to police what people of different races are allowed to do. You probably don't want to go with that one. That is the trap.
If someone has light skin, it doesn't mean they are white.
Uh-oh. Fact. Uh-oh.
That last sentence is valid, yes.
Okay.
You know, people can be white presenting, but their ethical background can be...
White presenting, but their ethical background? I'm not even sure he misspoke. Because he might be on the whites are evil train. So it would be an ethical background.
Last sentence is valid, yes. You know, people can be white presenting, but their ethical background can be far more complex than that. Yes, okay, but...
You're asserting that they are white, though. You're alluding to the difference between race and ethnicity. You're describing people who are white presenting, but with a more complex ethnic background. That wouldn't make them not white. That would mean their race is white and their ethnicity is something else. You are disagreeing with her.
Everything else in what you just said just sounded like you just went on Google and you typed in ethnicity.
Yeah, it's really good. You don't enjoy that? You're going to try to debunk this. No, it's just funny.
And you just were like, yeah, I've also got a bit of this and this. And what a...
Yeah! Actually, sweetie, you called me white, but I have, native ancestry and Italian and Irish. You don't think that's fucking funny?
Crappy point that just has no relevancy and makes your argument look...
No relevancy.
Completely invalid is... I had homemade tacos. Okay, what does that have to do with literally...
Argumentum ad taco. I got you there. Just an anecdote. She's just saying that. It's called... Motherfucker, it's called an aside. Or just... You don't have to only talk about things that directly support a point. Right? However... It does kind of support her point in that she was immersed in the culture. It's not just the genes, she was immersed in the culture. So even then, I'm being too fair to him by saying, oh, she can say things that don't purely support the point. No, actually she is saying something that supports her point about her right to do or say certain things or be involved in certain things. Or about not being white and not being culturally white. It's probably all bollocks, but... If we're taking it at face value, which it seems to be doing, yeah.
Anything, Shannon. Is that how you signify your totality? Is that how you make yourself officially part of another community? Well, I had a dish that people stereotype with that community, so...
Yeah, but if she's telling the truth, she's got the genes and she's engaged in the culture in the country with family in that country.
So, you know, yeah. Where is your critical thought, Shannon? Where...
This guy's behind the times. You need to be saying, where's your media literacy? Even though it doesn't make sense in this context, critical thought out, media literacy in.
Where is it? And this is a genuine problem that happens in American society. A lot of Americans will claim they have Native American background, and it's always Cherokee for some reason. They'll claim they have it, and it'll be...
No. You might think that if you've only engaged with it via South Park. Nah, people do make a wide variety of claims regarding the clans. Their clans, tribes, whatever they have connection to, actually.
Very distant, and that's how they can justify some of their racist actions. But that is...
Okay, but is she telling the truth or not? She's claiming great-great-grandfather was a chief. That's a stronger claim than just going, I have 1.2% blood quantum.
There's a whole other problem that we can discuss on another day if you're interested. But it's a way that a lot of people justify their racist ideologies or cultural appropriating. Like, well, I'm actually 1% Native American Cherokee. And it's like...
Are you seizing? What is this? You know Klaus the VTuber? His model kept doing shit like that? This motherfucker doesn't even have tracking issues. It's just him, and he's doing it.
Okay, I can already see what type of person you are in totality. But hopefully with that, I've now painted a picture of Shannon, I think. So now we can actually dive into the video essay side of this, and actually...
What? The fuck did you just say to me?
Deconstruct all of this. And the first talking point I actually want to go into more detail about is these problematic themes within her lyrics. As mentioned earlier, Shannon Blake has used many lyrics like snakes on the ground, and also in this video...
Snakes on the ground! Snakes on a plane too! Snakes on the ground! The anaconda has landed!
Instead of saying haters, she puts 8s, and these can be seen...
Stop it! Stop!
Also, in this video, instead of saying...
8. The 8th letter of the alphabet is H. 3 8s? She's a wrestling fan. She loves Triple H.
Haters, she puts 8s, and these can be seen as dog whistling methods to, you know, nod at Nazi propaganda. With the snakes, of course, it's Nazis.
Hey! This is the literal picture I found to find out whether Jews were depicted as snakes. I didn't see any other snake example. I didn't find any other ones. Is this the biggest reach so far? The 3 8s being in there? Do you not know about like chicks using text speech? You know, when you wanted to save characters texting? I don't know if people still do this anymore. You don't know about that? Watch out for Kesha.
Compared Jewish people to snakes, and with the 8s, of course, because 2 8s can be seen to represent...
3 8s is 50% more Nazi than Heil Hitler.
Nazis and Hitler.
Nah, Lord Hoberbeard, that apple is a coincidence. The apple in the image is a coincidence, alright?
And all of that horrific nonsense. And the issue with all of this is, even if it's unintentional, it's...
Stop it. No. What she has presented is not a needle under the skin of people watching that injects Nazi ideology into them. That is not happening. That is not real. This is, what, the hypodermic needle model of media consumption? This is fantasy. This is as much fantasy as magic crystals and Nordic Harriers. Sorry, Nordic aliens.
Just multiple mistakes that are happening. She's talking about how she's got this third eye and how she's come down and she's trying to save the world. This is all things that, you know, Nazis said with you know, the Aryan race. They were trying to create this master race.
I don't think in Nazism the Aryan race comes from space. I don't think that's a thing.
But maybe let's just sort of say it's unintentional. Regardless of that, it's still being put out into the world, and she's got this big platform and it's going to put many eyes on her. People will then take that content who are, you know, far right orientated and run with it and be like, look at her, she's doing it right. And then she can quickly be used as a...
I think neo-Nazis would fucking hate her, but I could be wrong. You don't even need to go to the point of it not being her problem, Hex. I mean, you could even say she'd be a victim of them in that case. I can't imagine her being supported by neo-Nazis.
Spearhead for something bad and unethical.
How would they use her as a spearhead for it if it's unintentional and she doesn't support it? How would that happen? How would they use her?
Cool, because they can be like, well, look how cool and friendly packaged she is. You should look into it too. And quickly, before you know it, just because
the Nazis did occult shit. There were factions that were into occult shit, not space shit though, right?
Because young people like the way she looks and they like her happy-go-lucky sound, they're buying into these things, and without realizing they're actually being radicalized, and they're going down this pipeline of...
No. There was space shit? Like Aryans come from space? Hey, I'm ignorant. Guess I didn't know. He believes that if what you say parallels, let's say, Nazi propaganda or presentation, it inherently carries that meaning and is injected into people, even if you're not meaning to communicate it, and even if the person receiving it is unaware. He's making the case that the number 88 in and of itself instills Nazi belief in someone. No, this is retarded.
Pseudo spiritualness into raging racists that want this weird master race. And I can totally see how, like, a little young person with a malleable mind could go into that, because who doesn't want to think of like these ethereal space creatures coming down and, you know, doing their thing, right? I think for
What do you mean? Doing their thing? Do you mean in this context the Holocaust?
a kid that sounds very exciting, but you know, when all these space creatures have to be tall, blonde hair, blue eyes, and if you
have to be. That's one of them, right? We saw the ufology. The ufology. What would you call it? Belief assertion is that the ones from the Pleiades are like that. It's not like aliens have to be like that. Furthermore, if you think it's true, the rules of inclusion, like in reality, inclusion doesn't matter. You can't change reality because it's not diverse enough. Let's say, hypothetically, those aliens are real. Would you lie about how they look? Because it's not inclusive? To say they're all, you know, blonde with blue eyes?
Google what any of these things look like, they all look exactly the same. They're all white presenting creatures. Quickly, it's just like, oh, okay, there's clearly an agenda going on here. There's clearly a certain look and a certain vibe you have.
The ones from Pleiades. Are there other aliens? Do all aliens come from the Pleiades? Let me find some more aliens. I searched ufology aliens. What if I do ufology alien list? I know about greys. I know about them in common. What would you call it? Would you even call it folklore? Do ufologists respect the existence of the greys?
Two of the mountain fed the streamer a €5 superberry. First Nazi zombies, then Nazi aliens, now Nazi hippies. What comes next?
Nazi Twitch streamers. Watch out. Finding it hard to see whether it's... Can we just get a official ufology website list of crazy shit?
Have to be, and it's not inclusive at all. But coincidentally, if we look at Shannon, she doesn't look too far from the look. She's clearly trying to go for that ethereal vibe. And sometimes I feel when looking at her content, I don't know if it is unintentional. I think she's nodding towards these things on purpose, perhaps. Because if you even look at the AI art she did for one of her TikToks, because she's an AI girl, she loves AI. Again, this looks pretty culty and ethereal and...
Okay. Yeah, it's the aesthetic. Does she not have blue eyes?
And it doesn't look like a human that's on an equal playing field to other humans, should I say. This echoing of Nazi propaganda reinforces bad stereotypes within the...
She's not saying everyone on Earth who's of a race. She's putting herself over, I would say, literally everyone. Depicting herself as an alien amongst mere humans. I don't think that parallels with racial supremacy exactly. In the way that he's suggesting.
World. Unintentional or intentionally, you know, it's reinforcing that people have to look a certain way and act a certain way.
How is it doing that?
Which is complete hypocrisy to the hippie.
I feel like she's given off the vibes, at least, that you couldn't copy her.
Hippie movement, right? And it just reinforces the negative stereotype that hippies are just these dumbass privileged...
Reinforces this negative stereotype. Sorry, I missed it. Are hippies a protected group now?
Silly billies that will just utter nonsense because it sounds cool at face
Many are
value. I came down, I saved the world as long as you got blonde hair and blue eyes and you're like 6'7", ba-doop-a-doop bop boop. But I'll put a happy...
The height thing about the aliens has gotten to him. How tall is Calda's life? Google Calda's life height. No, didn't work for me. Oh well.
Harmonic beat behind it, and I actually went to say it as
he's standing up in this shot.
Obviously as that, and everyone will be like, woo, so cool. Thank gosh there's smart creators like this actually calling this
Thank God for this, and you show me absolute cyber vomit on my screen. Spasmatic cyber vomit that hurts me to look at. Thanks,
stuff out. So with that, and like this setup of how she is like starting to spew very questionable nonsense within her lyrics, intentionally or not, let's dive a little bit further into this concept with my next point, which is Palladians, which is something she's referred to herself as, and how it links to the Aryan race. So Palladians, also known as Nordic aliens, are meant to be these extraterrestrial creatures coming from...
Sorry, is the video essay part of this? Just you saying, hey, I'm going to say everything again, but just more verbosely. It's bloviation time. You've seen all the content, I'm just going to do it again, but slower. Thanks,
not Earth to, you know, save the day, basically. And like I said, they look like the Aryan race as well, blonde hair, blue eyes. And given the...
They look like elves.
Nature of Earth's history, you know, there was this time where there's this horrible, evil force, you know, within the Nazis, spurring...
The Nazis were corrupted by a horrible, evil force. This video will be sick if he says that force was the Pleiadians. They corrupted Hitler's perfection. I want...
For this Aryan race. Basically one big old master race with a eugenics program. It's odd that people would come in line and be like, yeah, I want the Aryan race, but I'm going to call it the Palladian race. It just seems in ill taste and like very much a huge lack of morality and any empathy when they are thinking about what they're deciding to say. You know, maybe she's just doing it to be quirky like this.
How about being white blonde with blue eyes? Is that bad as well? Why not? Why isn't it bad for her to show herself in any context? You're saying the AI art is enforcing this idea that you have to be this way. Surely just her showing herself as a white woman with blue eyes and blonde hair, that's the same, right? She's already doing it just by posting videos of herself. So why is that okay?
This character you buy into where she's just like this free spirit floating around. But surely if you are going to be that type of character, you would understand the nuance of these things. And if you're saying you're this type of creature, it's just annoying and it seems really unthought out. Like she also compares herself to like the Lyran people. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but
Right, so she's just listing all the fucking aliens.
Lyra and Starseeds are said to be the oldest souls in the galaxy and are creative and excellent communicators, sometimes depicted as being ancestors of the humans. Lyrans may have a stronger than usual connection to the Earth. Like, all of this is so, like, just completely up yourself. You have to...
You're right. You're right about that, but that's the vibe on TikTok, isn't it?
Be so vain, so self-absorbed to even think like this. And so that's if we're giving Shannon the benefit of the doubt, that she's just so self-absorbed that she doesn't even realize that through thinking she's like this thing that's ascended from being humanhood, you're like this goddish.
What do you think, brother, about having a 40-minute video with a perpetual slow zoom on yourself? What do you think that indicates? What do you think could be inferred from that? Maximizing the focus on your face?
Deity essentially coming down and saving the world. It's just mind-blowing. And how she can say, like, I'm just coming down to help out. How do you not see you're talking about being part of a master race? You basically think you have...
No. Now you're just slipping in further links. I wouldn't say that's fair to say she was saying. She, in raps, compares herself to super special aliens. Have you heard a rap before? People big themselves up in them often.
To come down and help out the world. And how are you doing that? By making shitty TikToks. Wow. And rapping about how you put your mum on first class. Yeah, you're really saving the day. But guys, she talks about manifesting. You can be like her too. She actually says in her lyrics you can be...
You're looping. Are you sure you haven't done mushrooms? Isn't this a consequence of psychedelics? You get trapped in loops?
Like her too. No, they can't. Life is a literal lottery. Some people get...
What? Please. He can't shit on people for being dumb and have this terrible pronunciation and use literal, like, life is a literal lottery. Check your numbers every day, brothers.
To experience huge levels of wealth and some don't. And do the ones that experience the huge levels of wealth truly deserve to be that much more successful than the average person? No, not really at all, but like it's...
Should have manifested harder. Did you manifest? No.
Just pot luck who pops off and who doesn't. So when you start to see it like...
That's cope.
That, and it's not she's just a sweet innocent character, it's really annoying because either she actually is a white supremacist.
Wait, angel numbers? Is that what it's called? I search in 888 and angel number picks up on Google. It is an astrology thing. Angel number 888 is often associated with abundance, success, and financial prosperity. It's another flex. The 888 thing was just her flexing.
Or she's just so lost in...
with astrology.
...in her own source that she's just truly one of the most unbearable people I've had the displeasure of seeing on TikTok. If someone says they've come down to, help humanity, be very, very cautious of them. Like in...
Be careful, they might not actually be an alien from the Pleiades. And even if they are, they might be the secret force that corrupted the Nazis. What is this
incredibly
fucking
cautious
video,
of them,
dude?
because they aren't. They're a human that
I didn't think he'd actually say it. Watch out, they might not be an alien.
believes they're not human. And also, there's just no validity to her, because it's not like she is trying to help the world or anything.
There's no validity to her because she's not trying to help the world. This man yells, he shrieks about people having no logic to them. Someone or something being invalid is when they're not trying to help the world. Sick. Great. Good statement.
Her lyrics even say she keeps the circle closed. She's not trying to help the world. She's very selective.
This is like an old Christian trying to explain how music is the devil. This is sad. This is like the bottoms up and the devil laugh lady. She lifts up the monsters can and goes, look, looks like 666. Oh no, look, the cross is upside down when you bottoms up and the devil laughs. The cross is upside down. You know that one?
People she's helping, she's amassing millions, so she's hoarding wealth, and she's flying her family first class. That is not a person that's for the world. That's a person that's for themselves.
That is not an alien. If she was an alien, she could just fly without a plane.
And a master race and eugenics, apparently. And this brings me on to my next point, which is...
What has she said about eugenics? She's suggesting these things are fucking aliens. You can't breed people into being them. So I think that precludes eugenics.
Starseeds and a superiority complex. So as mentioned earlier...
Good game that I recommend. If you like atmospheric games, and you like abstract puzzles that do not tell you what to do, Starseed Pilgrim. Starseed Pilgrim. Very enjoyable.
Shannon Blake refers to herself as a Palladian and also a Lyran. I don't know if I'm saying that second one correctly. And Lyran's a...
You're not saying the fucking first one correctly, brother.
Starseeds. And basically what a starseed is, it's some cosmic soul that believes they are sent to Earth.
Oh my god. Shannon Blake is evil scum. Shannon Blake is an advertising campaign for Starfield.
Temporarily forgetting their cosmic origins and have lived previous lives.
I suppose Saint, if it works that way, if they can interbreed with humans. Shannon Blake is trying to force the world to breed with her to make powerful alien offspring.
Sent here to change the world, be activists, healers, or catalysts for social change. Dear Lord, none of this holds validity.
None of this holds validity. What do you think something being valid means?
Really does sound like psychosis. I can see why so many people do make TikToks being like, Shannon Blake has induced psychosis on herself, and I'm not a specialist, so I can't really comment on that. But what she's
just going to throw it out there. You know, her writing 3/8 is dangerous. I'm just going to talk about people thinking this lady has psychosis and should be sectioned.
Has no merit to it. There's no...
Dog, you can just say it's bollocks. You don't need to wrap it in the vestments of r/atheism. Like,
tangible evidence or anything. It's just like, yeah, I think I'm an alien that's sent down. It's just so masturbatory to be like,
Yeah. Are you... Sorry. How many women have you met in your life? How many girls have you met in your life? Have you ever looked at a women's magazine? Ever in your life? Did you have siblings? Did you have a mom? Did you ever open the women's magazine when you're taking a shit and read the horoscope section in the back? This is not special.
Actually a cosmic soul that's lived 1,000 lives, and basically I know what's really going on here. You've just got to be so up yourself to be like, I'm actually here to save the day and create better social change. You're not really. You just jack other people's flow for music, and you're quite unbearable. You feel that far.
You're quite unbearable, miss.
Randomly generated username fed the streamer a €2 superberry.
Thank you.
Gene lottery winner hates on and have thought more at 11.
What? I heard chain lottery winner. I presume it was genetic.
Superior to humanity that you had to be like, I need a new quirk to be different. I'm actually a 6 billion year old intergalactic soul that's here to save the day. You're role-playing, you're cosplaying, but the scary thing is you actually believe that's your full-time existence.
I doubt she does.
However, on the weekends pretend I'm a 6 billion year old wizard. I'm casting Firebolt against my friends when we do LARPing. But I don't think I am actually one in totality.
You're a LARPer. I think doing it without getting paid is worse.
a funny, silly escapism, but it seems like you've taken your funny, silly escapism off from your just existence that has no depth to it to me being like you're now this cosmic alien. It's like the complete opposite of your actual reality, that you're just some vapid, superficial fool who spouts nonsense on the internet. So to justify it and to justify your existence, you have to be like, yeah, actually, I'm a cosmic alien here to save the day. Shut up. No, you're not. You're not creating any good social change in the world. You're just one piece of paper thick, stupid, just nonsensicalness.
Yeah, it's on TikTok, though. You're not convincing me of the problem.
All your ideas do is foster elitism. They're not inclusive at all. What you are doing is creating...
Do they even foster elitism, really? I feel like it's more like an outlet to live vicariously through a celeb. It's giving people a sense of hope, even if it is delusional hope, leading other people to be like that, people who are already into that, to enjoy you. I believe probably a lot of people are just jerking off. Elitism? I'm not sure.
A very palatable, very friendly version of harmful ideologies about human worth and racial superiority. Tell me why all the characters you say you belong to all look the same. It's not an inclusive bunch you
We need to edit this video so he's talking about a Chinese influencer. Why do all the people you say you would like look the same? Why are they all exactly the same?
Belong to. Tell me why those same characters have also been used by far-right groups to promote white supremacy. It's like you just...
Because they're white. And she's white. You are too.
Chose the first things you found on Google when you typed in alien spirituality or something dumb like that. Content creators really should be vetted and checked, because the fact that you can...
By who? What is a content creator? Are we talking about anyone who posts online? Anyone who posts online should be vetted and checked. By who? Tell me that now. Meh. Oh shit, 27 pounds, thank you.
Has just donated 27 pounds. Get you some more tomato sauce for your goggles.
Thank you. Thank you for the sauce. It's ketchup. It's ketchup. Never say tomato sauce. Or tomato sauce. Although I have been warned to say tomato sauce in Australia, because if I say ketchup, I'll be jumped for being American.
Massive following by spewing this nonsense is scary. But it just seems so harmless and well packaged because, oh, friendly hippie looking person that's always smiling, always happy, always a good vibe. And this is like the big issue with social media.
I think it's more about her ass than her mouth. Just gonna say
it. As long as someone packages it the social media ready way, people will get behind it without realizing what the things that content creator is saying is actually reinforcing. Shannon Blake is...
If they don't understand what it's reinforcing, how is it reinforcing it in them? If they're not cognizant of it, how is it reinforcing that in them? How can it reinforce a belief they're not aware of?
Using her platform to promote some very questionable stuff. And that brings me on to my next point of, like, influence on the online...
Like the 888 thing. How does the 888 thing that was used as an example lead people down the path of Nazism? Because Nazis will use 88 as a dog whistle to mean Heil Hitler. How does that 888 on its own stick that into them when they're totally unaware of that?
Hippie community. It is very clear that Shannon draws a lot of her inspiration from the hippie movement in the way she dresses, in the way she thinks, in the way she talks about love.
In the way she thinks. Uh-oh. So she is accurate to them.
And helping others. She has very clearly taken some of the most iconic stereotypical things from the hippie community and profited off them greatly. She basically is every negative stereotype of a hippie in real form.
Has she ever date raped someone? Because I'd say that's a big one.
Completely out of touch and talks about pseudo-spirituality, all whilst flying around in first class and being a millionaire. Yeah, you're really for the people. You're really about spreading something good there, aren't you? Shannon is like every trustafarian's dream, and by that I mean overprivileged, middle-class kid that can basically choose whatever loadout they want in life because...
She's like every trustafarian's dream. It's not the dream of a trustafarian. She just is like every other trustafarian, really, is what you're suggesting.
They know ultimately their mummy and daddy will pick up the tab and finance their life so they can just have free roam of the world and just do whatever they want. Unbearable. People that lack like literally any depth. The issue is like these are middle class.
How do you know though? How would depth be presented in little TikTok clips of raps and stuff?
Kids that are like exploring like very shallow versions of spirituality and like the hippie culture get sucked in because they'll be able to relate to her. Yeah.
Oh, this guy has buy-in on spirituality, just not this stuff? You believe in this shit, but the other ones. Uh-oh.
I too am rich. I too fly first class. I too just want to dick around and not really accept any responsibility in life. Wayo. So more people will...
Based, but only if you're directing that to all hippies.
Will get involved in her side of the hippie movement, which actually isn't to do with the hippie movement at all. And like through that, they may start picking up on the things, you know, Shannon's saying about being this extraterrestrial being and all of that just scary stuff, and actually start spewing that themselves, and then that ideology has become normalized. And
everyone's gonna believe they're aliens. Shut up.
And before you know it, boom, you're going down a pipeline of radicalizing yourself. Bill and Ben, the middle-class kids that had trust funds worth millions, who just wanted to have fun one summer and grow their hair out long, are now raging racists that believe in a superior race. We love...
If you watch her TikToks... If people, watch her TikToks, we're going to end up with a shift towards people believing they are aliens and bringing about the Fourth Reich. No, that's way more crazy than her beliefs.
Everybody, we're about Earth and humanity, as long as you look a certain way. Urgh. It's terrible, it's bad, I don't like that. The trouble with a lot of New Age spirituality is it lacks the foundations of anything of merit.
I wonder if this guy would be on board with the idea that because of what white people have done historically, they have to be, you know, in front of the charge, or at least the people doing the work to make things better. I would be shocked if he doesn't agree with some of that on some level, and you could parallel that with what she's saying.
With a lot of New Age spirituality is it lacks the foundations of anything of merit. A lot of the time it's just these privileged kids that have too much time on their hands, so they dick about, do acid, and then like think they're hearing trees talk, all lyrics from Shannon's songs. Oh my gosh, no, it's just why other people are working a full-time job, you're doing...
Sorry, so if they were poor and did drugs, their hallucinations would be of value.
Acid in the local park, and this is why you now think the way you do. You've fried your brain, and you've fried your brain so much you don't even realize that you're like this spearhead for a right-wing agenda and propaganda.
We've gone from she could be used that way to she is that. Is she? I ain't seen it. I don't keep too close an eye on those folks, but
again,
could imagine some jokes being made, some comments, a genuine use of her as a spearhead for some sort of movement or gains. I'm not, nah.
And that brings me on to my next point, which is like the responsibility of influencers. I think when you have a platform online, it's not like I'm saying like, you have to like talk about every social injustice or whatever. It's not like I'm trying to get at that, but there needs to be some critical thought about your platform, right? I'm not saying you should be like the spearheads for, you know, change, because for example, why would you ever go to a creator like Cody Co for like something That's like a tragedy going on in the world. Like, why would you care about his opinion when there's so many actual good resources out there? And yes, Cody could like share them or something, and that's good because it raises awareness. But if he's your first port of call for like the injustices going on in the world, that's a problem with you and not Cody, really. Like, but the issue is when there's content creators that do talk about things going on in the world, for example, Shannon, she talks about being this entity, like this absolute nuts ideology. And she's like, yeah, I'm in tune with the universe and all of that.
I think the more concerning thing is that if there are people who exist who would be influenced and buy into someone saying they're an alien, so listen to me. Right? The problem isn't these retards are being indoctrinated incorrectly, it's that they exist to begin with.
You really need to think about how all of that can be inferred in totality, because nobody's going to infer Cody reacting to some content as like racism. But if you're talking about being this deity that all looks a certain way, or this creature from another land, and you are under the guise of, no, I'm doing it to help and save the world, it's a bit creepy. Why do they all have to look the same? And why do so many far-right ideologies use this same agenda? They just repackage it and call it
this same agenda
something else, you know? These are things you should be considering as a large content creator, where millions of impressionable people will watch your content, and because they love you, they'll go along with what you say, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm into that too. You shouldn't be. This is not cool. This is
the alien shit.
It's not good. Wake up. And now I sound like a spiritual content creator being like, we need to wake up and think. But I'm not. I'm just trying to be logical and reasonable. It's clear a lot of people don't think before they say online.
Yeah, it is.
I know you can say that about me, Cal. You just yap. Yeah, but I hope I yap with some sort of critical degree of just like normalness as a
yap. I hope I yap with some critical degree of normalness.
Human. Like, a human should never say they're basically not a human. You don't think you're a human? Well, then how do you logically break that down? There's so many problems there that I think a specialist needs to attend to.
Hey, Cal. I'm literally a frog. Debunk it. Debunk it right now.
Not me. I think platforms like TikTok need to do like way more to actually assess what big content creators are doing on the internet. Maybe have like a little tag that pops up being like, this person talks about a lot of weird stuff that can be linked to very bad dark stuff. Maybe don't get involved with it. Maybe
looping
just dance to the catchy little beats if you have to, but really don't take any of her lyrics as something of merit and validity. Please, dear God, please. I think the big trouble is content creators like Shannon Blake probably give themselves all these different things, and they take from different cultures and communities to create this very unique character, you know, one that does stand out. And that's why loads of people do.
You think she's very unique and stands out? So she's an artist. You're describing her being an artist and doing performance art successfully, effectively.
Follow her because she's quite different to a lot of content creators online. But what they do when they do that is they come so used to just taking things and it just working for them. They kind of lack all critical thought. So they're not being very responsible as an influencer. And I think the thing we see time and time again with a lot of influencers is like their greed and urge to secure the bags by any means possible really comes at the detriment of society. But the thing is, with lots of good...
What detriment to society that is greater than any other TikTok celeb? You're not... You have to actually show us the impact. You've given us hypothetical impacts that I think are ludicrous. Show us actual impact, or you're just wanking. You want to talk about wanking? This is wank.
Social media content creators, of which Shannon is clearly a very talented one. You know, she's amassed a huge platform in that sense. They're very good at, you know, dressing it up as friendly, social media ready. Oh, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just having fun. When in reality, it's a lot more bleaker and devoid of humanity. And it's
more dehumanization. Let's go.
All for capitalistic greed. But people don't see that or think about that part because it's just like, oh, that is content.
Other kinds of greed are fine, though.
content creator I love, they're doing that brand deal for a right reason, right? Or whatever it may be. I don't know, when you think about it like that, it can leave a really sour taste in your mouth. But with that, I kind of want to get onto my final point. And you know, I always like to try and think about things as openly as possible. So this final point is like counterpoints and potential misunderstandings. I think, you could infer that Shannon Blake's intent is to, genuinely just spread positive vibes and happiness. And, taking on the form as maybe of this ethereal character that just wants to spread, true love and happiness. Maybe that's how you could infer at a very base level, if you kind of strip away any of the history or context, surrounding things like star seeds, things that kind of link towards like eugenics and master races.
I'm starting to fall asleep.
From outer space.
You said final point, and then you started fucking looping again instead of getting to a final point. Just say your last thing.
It's kind of better. But if you kind of strip it away from that and you just take it as very literal, she's talking about love and loving each other and just having a good time, or as she says today. But no. Still just take it at face value that it's good and it's wholesome. You could say that maybe she just completely misreads or just doesn't realize that her content can be inferred as, well, very problematic. Maybe there's the argument to make
very problematic.
That like some people do get just a good experience from Shannon Blake's.
I hate. You want to talk about appropriation? Problematic to mean un-PC. I hate that. When did that happen? I know it was already a thing in 2014. Probably before as well. Problematic should just be for shit that is a barrier for you. Right? When I play platformers, obstacles like spikes are often problematic. Problematic is a dog whistle. It means un-PC.
Content, it makes them feel more positive, and maybe they use Shannon as a tool to get into the hippie movement, and that's what got them interested in it. And now as they've learnt more, they steer away from Shannon Blake's content, but they're actually on the hippie movement. Maybe that's one to make, that she acts as like this poster child to get into the hippie movement, and then when you get into it, you realize you don't actually want any affiliation with Shannon. Maybe there's an argument for that, and if that's a case of something that you found personally, please feel free to comment that down below.
I feel like if you're behaving in this way at all, looking for specifically communities or movements to find where you fit in, I think that perspective is already important.
Talk about your story if you should want to, of your journey into like the hippie sub movement. But like, regardless of that, I think because of the circumstances we're in, this is a very useful example to spread the importance of awareness. The importance of being aware of how like certain concepts that you may seem as fun or silly or wholesome can actually be on a deep level interpreted as something quite heinous. And you should probably be aware of like the historical context when, talking about things and, really researching things properly before you go.
Fucking school mom.
Go online and say, yeah, I'm part of this race or movement or whatever. Because history, hey, it's a big one that you can't really ignore. And this is the issue. Perhaps young minds that, haven't learned about World War II or whatever in school yet might hear about this aliens coming down or whatever, and they might be taken in by that because it's fantasy, it's fun, and, as a young mind, you're very drawn to stuff like that, the land of make-believe. It's very entertaining.
Don't say they get in on the aliens before they're taught about World War II, and then they start to think history is written by the winners. Why is my teacher hiding the aliens from me? I know what the Aryans really are. Don't.
It's very cool, right? So they might just be like, yeah, I'm a Palladian too. I'm a Star-Lord. What is it? I'm a Starseed Star-Lord. Sorry, I'm thinking of Guardians of the Galaxy. But I'm this extraterrestrial being, and I want to spread peace and love. And the right feelings, our intentions are there. They're trying to do something good. They want to be this peace and love thing.
Right.
But
and now what's the problem?
They very quickly might start spewing very negative propaganda and ideologies and not even realize they're doing it.
And no one around them will realize either. And no one will understand. So they're not.
Sorry, I clicked my knuckle as I said that last line. They might not realize they're doing it, okay? They're being weaponized without realizing. They're propping up old, archaic, horrible ideologies literally without realizing. That's a genuine possibility that I think can happen from Shannon Blake's content. So I think it's really...
genuinely is. Yo, Starseed Pilgrim rules. Yeah, blank. These words, these phrases, anything that's similar, secretly carries, like a Trojan horse, ideology inside of it. No?
Really good that you've got content creators calling Shannon out and being like, you know, really think about what you're saying and what you're promoting, because you may have got lucky with your kidneys or whatever, but this isn't going to work for, you know, most people, and you should always seek the help of a professional. And also you've got to remember, Shannon,
I don't believe she thinks she magically hears her kidneys. I don't believe
has
it.
very deep pockets, so she
You believe her?
Access to lots of medical stuff that most people
Yeah.
don't even get access to. So be very careful when you take her advice. Okay, take it with a huge pinch of salt if you're actually interested in her content in general. And I'm not saying like if you listen to her music it makes you inherently a terrible person. Of course not. You probably haven't even ever thought about like the ramifications of what she's saying. You probably just think,
the ramifications of what she's saying.
Oh, happy fun person on the internet. Good vibes. Why is everyone tearing her down? You know, she's just spreading love. No, I don't think you're a bad person. I just think you haven't thought critically about what she's potentially reinforcing before, which is pretty normal. I don't think it's the normal thing to do, to think critically about every piece of content you consume, because that would be very exhausting.
You tried to think critically. You tried to play devil's advocate and came out making absurd arguments against what she said. Instead of just being like, fuck this Hoobajew. No.
Exhausting. Like,
you take the position, alright, I'm going to analyze this. That doesn't mean you're more intelligent no matter what you come out with regarding your subject. You can just fail. And you, my brother, have failed.
I know I may seem like very like, I think about everything very way too much in my videos, but in totality, if you catch me out and about...
He doesn't think too much, he just thinks wrong.
Being a normal person, I'm not like contemplating the criticalness of every choice I make. I always try and make informed, good, ethical decisions, right? But I'm not there just like, what's the pros and cons of me making this decision? Oh goodness. Like, for example, I'm not like taking 40 minutes.
I find it very comforting to learn that he doesn't think when he crosses the road.
It's weighing up the pros and cons of using the last cubicle in a bathroom, because me using it forgoes someone else using it. I use the toilet, right? And if someone ends up pooping their pants because all the cubicles are used and I'm in one of those cubicles using them, that's not really my fault. That doesn't make me a bad person. I don't even know if that's a good analogy, but you know what I mean? These videos are a place for really thinking about things critically, and that's not really that practical in your life all the time, because it's just not possible to think about things with that much level of critical thought. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't have these conversations, you know, and that's why I think this community is awesome. So with that, I think it's important we
This community is awesome. You're all so great.
Now get onto the conclusion of this.
Holy fuck, thank you.
Messy situation we find Shannon Blake in. While Shannon Blake's content may seem to offer a fun little happy, wholesome blend of music and spirituality, it really does carry the potential of promoting harmful ideologies under the surface if you actually choose to think about it critically, if you actually choose to join in what she's saying. The references to Palladians and the notions of starseeds can subtly reinforce racial superiority and elitism within the world. It is crucial for influencers to recognize the historical and social implications of the themes they choose to promote on their platform. And you know,
anyone can say shit like, I have the soul of an angel, blah, 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 blah. The Pleiadian thing. Yeah, you have them being described as blue-eyed blonde hair. That would be why she might pick it over another alien example, or ethereal being example. That's not stopping anyone else from going, I'm one of these aliens! Oh! Right? Any more than her being white is stopping someone else from being black. The made-up thing you say you are isn't stopping someone else from saying they're another made-up thing.
For that audience to try and remain critical in the content they are consuming from said content creators. I think as a society, like as we continue to explore, you know, New Age spirituality and what that looks like for us in this ever-changing world. I think it's very crucial for us to remember, if we are starting to use ideologies from other areas of the world and from other time periods, to really think about what that represented then.
Using ideologies
and bringing it into the modern world, is that something we want to do? Really think about that. Yes, there might be some parts of it that you think, oh no, it's good because I'm good energy and good vibes, right? But if there's lots of...
But you have to... Oh, I am the logic master. Did you know that if a good idea is associated with bad ideas from being packaged within an ideology, did you know that you have to abandon that? Because if you believe the good, correct, true idea, you're also supporting the other stuff. Sorry, there's a lot of merit to what I'm saying. Very valid. I'm thinking critically.
Horrible history attached to things. Maybe don't bring that as part of your ethos. Yeah, just because...
Oh, he actually said, I thought I was strawmanning him in an exaggerated manner. No, that was his point. Okay.
It says, we're good and we care about the world, and with these 6 billion year old souls, it's also pretty self-masturbatory that you think you're this timeless deity that knows all, feels all, and is connected to the earth. And this also makes you really unbearable at house parties. Stop telling us stories of your gap year. You suck. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this exploration that's been quite sporadic, so I hope it's like just at least giving you some food for thought that we can discuss in the comments section.
What are people saying in the comments? This lady reminds me of the quote, punks are good people trying to look bad, and hippies are bad people trying to look good. Hippies owned? In reality, they're all teenagers or people who should have grown up. Oh my god, she's literally the embodiment of Bo Burnham's white woman's Instagram. Probably, and I'm not aware of what that is. But I would suggest that whatever this is what I'm imagining it is. Comments on gym guarding. If you write a fucking slur on something in Discord, I have to delete it, you fucking mongoloid. As a white native, I hate how much my great-great-great-great-grandma's cousin was a Cherokee. So many of us mixed natives. Natives are necessarily mixed, aren't they? There's no actual thing as a pure native, is there? Because they didn't. Everyone is a pure native, you fuck, depends to where. We're talking about Native Americans! We're talking about Native Americans. I thought they were all hyper-mixed because of migration, anyway. And it's more about your connection to those original populations. Wouldn't even say she's hippie, she's corporate new age. Flunum? Thank you, Ian Bits. And Father Salvo, please. Well, there are approximately 1 million pure-blooded natives left in America. What are we calling pure-blooded, though? What are we calling pure-blooded? Never thought I would see him in a hippie video. It leads into a lot of spiritual stuff. Blah. I did my own sleuthing. In her early 20s, she worked as a trimmer at a grow spot. While there, she befriended another girl involved in some high-level trafficking and got caught. Point. Videos. There was a year ago or so a political battle in Finland where the left was attacking the definition of a Sami person because it's too broad. Pure-blooded sound racist, I guess technically. Right. What else do we have here? I'm gonna have to take a piss, but there was another thing that I figured it would be fascinating to look at. It's the one about pickup artists or something. Like, I thought Native Americans migrated to the Americas, separating from other groups, so late that they aren't unique enough to really be considered pure as their own thing. But I do not remember where I fucking heard that, and it could be absolute nonsense. So it's less about being ethnically, genetically pure and from that stock, and literally about your lineage. But could of course be completely wrong. It could be bullshit that I heard. What was the video called? Looks maxing. Looks maxing. TikTok's worst alpha male trend.
Long gone are...
Alright. Whoop. Whoop. Shit. Don't move the mic. Okay, we're good. We're gonna learn about looks maxing. I have some suspicion that he has insecurity issues based on some of the comments made in that previous video. And I think it'll be fascinating to hear his take on looks maxing. Right. I gotta go pee though. Gotta go pee. So, let me play you some music. Eskimo is a slur? I thought the deal with that was all Eskimos are Inuits, not all Inuits are Eskimos. I thought it was just that. Well, it's more like it could be used as a slur. Versus not being... It's not like inherently a slur, is it? Wait, are you telling me... Wait, Hex, are you saying it's a slur that originates from rival Inuit tribes? That's fucking cool as hell. Alright, I'll play some music, I'm gonna go pee. I'm back. I wonder if he'll actually be covering... Well, he is. Never mind. I didn't look at the thumbnail. Now, should be very, 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 very easy. Even easier than ripping on a hippie. To rip on black-pilled, look-smacking incels or people who are appealing to them. Should be absolutely effortless. Easiest thing in the world. Can Cal do it?
Long gone are the days where toxic masculinity amongst alpha males simply just meant waiting till you were middle-aged, buying podcast gear.
He's really fired up for this one. To be fair, it's the start, so maybe he just wants a strong. But the little chicken wing flaps, don't know about that one.
And saying outrageous stuff on the internet. Because why? Because you're a man and that's your birthright, gosh darn it. Nowadays...
I do have the right to say obnoxious things on the internet. Correct.
Amongst the alpha male, specifically the toxic masculinity world, there is a new era. The era of look-maxing. What do you mean there's more to life than being really, really ridiculously good-looking? I think that's the longest I've ever managed to stare at the camera lens for.
Is that what the looks-maxing thing is about? I've always heard it in the incel context as a strategy. As like a life strategy. Looks-maxing. Make yourself look as good as you can. To deal with your failures. To compensate.
That was a Zoolander bit. Right, yes, hello, my name is Cow Does Life, and if you're new here, basically we do video essays talking about things from and on the internet. Yeah, so so you know, if that sounds like fun for you, please feel free to subscribe. And if you're not new here, hello again, it's me, Cow, and the cough has gone away this time. I think let's just...
Apparently I got it instead. Maybe it was transmitted to me through ideological references.
Let's hope it has. If we can get through this whole video without coughing. Yeah, boy. Right, so today we're looking into the world of alpha males and
Can you stop touching the microphone? It's... You hear that? Stop it.
Pursuit to be considered desirable and high value in society. Because heaven forbid they actually just try being a nice, normal member of society, right? You know, dudes will do anything but just be nice and normal. What?
Oh, I thought he was going for the meme. Dudes will hit their face with a hammer every day for a year instead of just going to therapy. What I was expecting.
I'm gonna bone smash. This is the literal thing. I'm gonna go to the gym 24/7. Why? Then all the ladies will want me. Then my
overtraining is bad. I'm aware. But what little fitness I'm aware of, correct?
Then I'll be a high value male. Do just be normal and nice and functional. You know, it's not that hard.
Yeah, but who gets drawn into this? Who gets drawn into this? And if you are a weirdo, guess what? You can't just stop. You should understand this.
So look-maxing is this thing I came across recently on TikTok, and it seems to be very popular amongst young men. And it's basically the pursuit to try and make yourself look far more attractive amongst society's standards. Yeah.
It's more than that, though. It has to be more than that, doesn't it? Oh, it's 2024. Suddenly people think looks matter. It's been a thing forever. This in particular is something else, something more precise.
And you know, I totally get wanting to fit in, but these boys take it to extremes. Let's look at it.
This is what all models do to look so much better than the average person. And the funny thing is my model friends have actually told me that they're told to keep this information. They don't want average people knowing this because it's going to
I fucking hate this guy's duck lip ass mouth.
make them look
You know the sassy Latina duck that guy on Twitter said makes him come, or whatever? That cartoon? He has lips like her beak.
Significantly better. And it's pretty ironic because it's trending all over TikTok right now and it's called looks maxing. Number 1 is maxing out your hair. This includes the hair on your head, your eyebrows, and your facial hair.
And your pubes. Women need a nice landing pad. When you're slamming them down on your cock.
Out your hair.
They ask you how you are.
Why do you have to give such weird terms to the most basic things? Yeah, I'm actually step maxing right now. Bro, you're just going on a walk. You're just walking.
That's fun. That's cool. Right? I'm pretty hike-pilled. Recently I've been step maxing to become a real stroll lord. You don't enjoy that?
Everything has to be maxing. And this is the thing, they add the word maxing to everything. Like, they'll be like, looks maxing, you've got to...
You don't... Is the problem with Cal that he is just devoid of any joy to an even greater degree than I am? That he can't appreciate the fun of this?
Clear up your skin. My friend, just say you've got a skincare routine. It's fine. We've all got them. We all put on some face wash at night. Yeah, I'm skin maxing. I'm looks maxing. I'm
some skin maxing. The term skin maxing brings to mind like a green text about someone stretching their foreskin to make it just as long and stretched out and voluminous as possible. I'm skin maxing. You got to skin max. Guys, gelking doesn't work, but you can create an illusion with your foreskin. You got to skin max.
You're just being a normal human. This is what being a normal human is. I don't know if it's because like young boys suddenly go from being like glued I sound like such a boomer, but like glued to Fortnite 24/7 to like, I'm suddenly interested in girls. I want to be desirable.
Guys, I just got a jar of psyllium husk. I put a teaspoon of it in my in my morning smoothie every day. I'm really shit maxing.
For them, I'm gonna look it all up online and because they're so
you don't think that's funny?
Like young and have like no life experience, they just take things so literally and so seriously, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna look smash to become super desirable amongst women. No, you're just becoming a grown-up and taking care of your appearance. It's a normal thing to, try and have a nice haircut. Oh my gosh, is this what the world has come to? Taking care of your appearance, having a face wash routine. I'm laughing because this is just like so silly that they have to like have these like try and like make it like hyper masculine when it's just like normal things all fun.
Is calling it maxing masculine? Maybe not directly, but the masculine draw to extremes is part of it. Fair enough. I won't fully call him on it.
Functional humans do.
The next thing is literally just working out. Go to the gym. Having an insanely aesthetic physique is going to put you away from the average person.
If you're not jacked, no one will want you, bro.
That's not what he's saying. He criticized Shannon Blake. Granted, I believe he did that after this. But in his criticism of Shannon Blake, he called her out for espousing attitudes and views that will imbue people with a sense of elitism. Lead people down the path of having an elitist attitude. Surely the critique of this guy isn't, he's telling kids you have to be attractive or you'll never get anyone. No, he's talking about putting yourself above the competition. This is the example where you can say it's elitist, that you have to be above everyone else. You have to be the top 0.1%. You got to get up there. He's not saying you have no chance. He's saying you want to be above the other people here.
Oh, and this is a big part of like what I'm seeing on TikTok at the moment. Like guys just being like, you have to train, bro. You have to train. And now because of that, we've got a wave of things called gym sales. And let me just show you one of them. This is the route you're going down. It's not cool. You're going to get so lost in the source of whatever you think. Look, I'm so sorry, I just hit your ear. But you're going to get so lost in whatever this weird route is, instead of just...
What have we just been fucking presented? Explain to me what a gym cell is. Ah. Right. It's pretty much what I thought it was. People who are fruitlessly obsessed with the gym. Right? Incel that goes to gym. I was thinking it could potentially just be an insult for anyone who works out. Like, you fucking gym cell, you work out. No, it is someone who goes to the gym, works out, might have developed a good physique, but is still too ugly. Hence the mask in the clip. And this... Sorry! I was confused because this guy's response was, that's what you're going to end up as. Stop.
You're going down. It's not cool. You're going to get so... This is the route you're going down. It's not cool. You're going to get so lost in the source of whatever you think...
Is he saying the route you're going down? You're ugly no matter what, so don't try. Is he trying to blackpill them? For the gym cell, it's fruitless if they don't get laid. The gym cell's motivation is to change their luck with women by working out. And they believe that's all they have to do. So they end up as a jacked, ugly, annoying guy who still can't get laid.
Look, I'm so sorry, I just hit your ear. But you're going to get so lost in whatever this weird route is, instead of just being a nice, normal member of society. You're going to start donning a face mask on TikTok and just doing the cringiest edits. This is heinous. You know, I think like the trope of like wanting a person that goes to the gym or whatever, or being a man and feeling like you have to go to the gym, it's just so it shows that you're like interested in taking care of yourself, that you've got something going on in your life. It's a pretty, normally it's a good indicator that, you know, you're not just like one-dimensional, that you don't just like sit in your room and rot and play like games all day. Like, you've actually got something to you of substance.
Yeah, exercise is good.
And that's why I hope.
I don't know about this whole substance shit. It's just good for you. I'm really confused. Hang on.
Normally it's a good indicator that, you know, you're not just like one-dimensional, that you don't just like sit in your room and rot and play like games all day. Like, you've actually got something to you of substance. And that's why I go to the gym, for the false illusion that I'm actually a functional human. But oh, but this is the thing. These guys are just like, yeah, I've got to be hyper huge to get the girls. Then they'll finally want me.
Or to be above the other people, to be viewed as elite, special, more desirable.
Have you just tried talking to a girl, and not in a weird, creepy way, not like just like sexualizing them or just being...
I guarantee you, if you talk to a girl with what's in your mind being, I'm gonna be super normal, I'm gonna not sexualize, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna talk to them in a really weird way.
Odd, you know, just have a normal conversation, my guy. No, I'm just gonna look smash and bone smash for a few more years and then I'll give it a go. And I think this is what has really always fascinated me about being like an alpha male and toxic.
Cal might have it right. Cal might have it. If Cal is gonna go down the route of these guys are, their biggest problem is cowardice, he might have it. Actually, maybe really good point, good angle.
Masculinity. And obviously we're going into this new era of looks maxing, which is like the pursuit of making yourself seem more societally attractive. And doing all of these things, like, it's just so odd, because like becoming this obsessive over how you look is gonna make you less desirable to people. I find
shame. I understand what he's saying. Not necessarily correct. Not necessarily correct. There are people who want like a himbo or literally only care about look. Yes, there are very vapid women who literally only care that you have a six-pack and pecs and big muscles. There are women like that, yeah. And if you literally just care about getting a woman who is in shape and you find attractive, it could well work for you.
Like the pursuit of trying to be an alpha male just turns you into a big weirdo, and that's why we do get...
Like, you're right about that, but you're not right that it won't work for them.
The middle-aged men on podcasts just saying dumb, heinous things. But I feel people that are just presenting in an alpha, hyper-masculine way are never like this. Like, look at the chap who's currently taking the internet by storm, Sam Sulik, the bodybuilder. He's incredibly hyper-masculine, you know. He's huge, he's jacked. But he's not doing any of this weird stuff. He's just a chap that films himself training and also seems just pretty sweet and reasonable. I feel it's the men in society that are trying to prove they're such alpha males are like the ones that are like just so lost and confused and
come on. What's the root? What's the root?
Instead of actually, you know, being honest about that, they're like, maybe if I become the most generic, stereotypical version of a man, then the ladies will want me. No, the reason why they don't want you is because you're nuts. You're nuts.
No. That's not right. That's not right. They don't know you. They don't know these people, do they? For some of them, the case will be that it's not even true that no one wants them. You're not going to dig in deeper? Okay.
Yeah, someone's just got to be honest with you. That's all I've got to say. You're weird. You care so much.
Because presumably, they got into this, at least in part, through lack of interest. I don't think this perspective comes first. They weren't killing it with women and then they got into this, right? They got into this because they're not killing it with women.
About how you are perceived instead of just existing and just having fun in life and just interacting with people like a normal person. And I think like my big problem with all this look maxing stuff is like...
Yeah, but what if they have an ugly face? Are you going to tackle that? If you have like a fucked up face, that is going to be a really big problem for you. Especially if you have a fucked up face and a desire for someone more attractive, more conventionally attractive.
It's just boys showing themselves going through puberty and then profiting off of it. Like there's this guy and he's just like, you want to know how to look max? Bro's just showing the before and after of puberty. You know, you get acne when you're a teenage boy and then when you come out of it, you have less acne or no acne at all, right? You know? It's just one of those things. And they're trying to make it out as if they're doing like this amazing groundbreaking thing that's never been done before, but it's just a natural part of life. Like you go from having a childlike face, you know, soft features to like striking cheekbones and...
I don't think that's just puberty.
Jawline. It's just...
I don't know.
It's just growing up. Looks maxing is literally just growing up. And I think this is like my big gripe with this. And why I think it's so toxic is because like it's just really profiting off...
Like what fucking puberty did you go through?
Young people's insecurities. And to be...
Fucking 3-inch chin extension.
Be like a teenager, in my opinion, is like the toughest period of your life when it comes to like the pressure of feeling like you want to fit in and stuff, because like you want to be like everyone else at school or whatever and you just want to be liked. So like if you see this stuff online about look maxing and how you can make yourself more desirable,
I think Cal must have missed the part where the first example was talking about putting yourself above the other options. I think a huge part for many of these people is insecurity regarding where they are in comparison with their peers. They are scared of the element of, she can pick someone. I have to be better than the other people. I don't want to risk losing to the other people, so I have to be so far above them that I'm guaranteed to win. It's a paralyzing mindset, right?
And like the extreme ones, like bone.
Because how far do you have to go to guarantee a win versus your competition?
Smashing, which is like literal people hitting their face with a hammer in the hope that it like develops their face more and gives them more, you know, protruding features like a stronger jawline and higher cheekbones. There's literally no way that can be good for you, by the way. Like, there's no way you can measure how you're doing one side and then being able to perfectly replicate that.
Yeah, you're right. You've got them. It's ludicrous. You've got them. Women be pick-maxing.
On the other, bro will come out looking like Quagmire. And obviously the average adult can see all of this stuff who's had life experience.
Yeah, Circle Look. Exactly. Circle Look specifically talking about online dating services. And yet he was saying they're not interested in you because you're a weirdo or a psycho or whatever. Yeah, they don't know if you're a weirdo. Yeah? If you're talking about online dating, they have no idea what your personality is. You get filtered before that.
And be like, yeah, this is silly. I would never do this. But like, young kids are going to be like, I need to look max because you feel so much pressure to fit in. I could so totally see how.
Also, how hard that guy is bumping himself, I don't think that hurts you. I doubt that will hurt you.
How young cow, could have easily fallen into this. And I've just been like mewing around school like, yeah. And then the teacher would be like, Cal, are you constipated? And I'd be like, whatever do you mean? The vulnerable ones to this are the young dudes that are just... and like, I bless them, I feel sorry for them, because so many of these TikTok pages that are showing you how to look max and stuff are then selling guides on how to look max. Look, this one that's called Ascend to 10, Look Maxing Secrets, Custom Look Maxing Plans, and then they're just...
I wonder if Cal's done any of the other health things online and looks things online. Yeah, this
selling plans.
This has been around for as long as people have been connected on the internet. Look at this. You can be this. Here's the guide.
In their bio, it's just not just immoral and heinous.
It's on TV even.
And it just preys on people's insecurities. Like,
yes!
Dude, come on! I promise you, if you're a young person watching this, you will never ever have to feel that super huge pressure of trying to fit in as much as you do when you're a teenager. I know it's tough, but if you can get through it.
No. That really depends. That really depends on how your life goes. It depends on how your life goes. Especially depends on like what kind of job you have. Workplace environments can have a massive pressure to fit in. Hang on. Volume says bro never worked in an office. Yeah. Or in a warehouse where there's often going to be a really strong culture amongst the workers. Yeah, this is not true at all. Maybe if you're a completely independent YouTuber, you will not face any similar environment. Otherwise, that's bullshit.
Opinions is my god.
Thank you, Dimness. Everyone for Salvo, please.
I promise it gets so much easier when you're an adult because nobody cares. Everyone's just trying to get through life. Like, when I go into work, everybody...
Looks matter less when you're a teenager, in your opinion? You gotta be careful as a teen. They're flipped. You don't want to look too attractive as a teenager because that's how you get molested.
My workplace has a different aesthetic.
You gotta... The real strat is you want to looks min until you hit 18, and then at 18 you flip to looks max.
Different living styles and different living choices, and nobody cares because we're just there to work our job and get along as functional adults. No one like bullies each other for like how they dress or how they choose to live. Like, no one cares when you're an adult. Literally nobody cares. And if you do find an adult that does care, they're direct.
Can I listen to that again, please?
Life, like, when I go into work, everybody at my workplace has different aesthetics, different living styles, and different living choices, and nobody cares because we're just there to work our job and get along as functional adults. No one like bullies each other for like how they dress or how they...
For you, maybe.
They choose to live. Like, no one cares when you're an adult. Literally nobody cares.
That is insanely fucking wrong. And I suspect it's insanely extra wrong for women. This is utterly, insanely, absurdly false.
And if you do find an adult that does care, they're deranged and a loser, and they need to grow up. And how are they
Oh, that's nice to say. What if it's everyone else around you?
acting like that at their big age? It's weird to care how someone dresses. If it's not you, why does it matter? But hey, if we can't be them, let's try and join them for a second. Let's learn a bit.
What if it's a positive? What if the price of having people like how you dress is that you can have people who don't like how you dress?
Place the tip of your tongue slightly behind your teeth, then press the rest of your tongue to the roof of your mouth.
And if it's only you who should care about how you dress, what's the point? It's that shit where you play a first-person game with immense amounts of character customization. You load into the game, you can never actually see yourself.
Then rest your teeth together slightly. Close your lips. Create a suction hold by swallowing your saliva repeatedly. Swallow, swallow.
That made me want to gag. Why is a grown man doing it? Why is this like middle-aged bloke doing this? He's probably thought, I see this getting popular. I'm gonna, this is insane.
That was a good one. I like that.
How are you at your big age thinking this is cool type of content to be making? Unless, you're just trying to profit off the insecure teenagers.
Being 20 is middle age now.
Then like...
Middle age has gone down to 20 ever since they found out we have microplastics in our blood. Life expectancy plummeting.
I guess. Secure that unethical, immoral bag, king. Slay! Yay! But this is why it, sucks. Because the teenagers that do get sucked into this world and take it seriously are going to become so, weird and jaded and be, some sort of, incel goblin that's just oh no, my cantor tilt, oh no.
You would bully him for his appearance? He's got that iDubbbz Ethan is online, I'm a turbo loser look. He does, style-wise. I suspect he's a lot more muscular than he comes across as being, though. Look at his biceps when he lifts his arm.
Oh no, and instead of just being a functional...
Is it the fabric, or does he actually have, really big arms?
Member of society and actually developing as a person, they're going to get so locked into this. And, I can kind of relate to it in the sense that, when I was younger, I think...
he looks like he's real big to me.
As I was a teenager was when the gym started getting really popular amongst men, and it became this expectation to be ripped even though I was a kid. So I remember going to the gym and doing
Hold up, let's catch this. Origin story.
Younger, I think as I was a teenager was when the gym started getting really popular amongst men, and it became this expectation to be ripped even though I was a kid. So I remember going to the gym and doing hundreds of sit-ups and hundreds of bicep curls, thinking that would make me huge, and not eating at all because I was I've got to lose weight even though I was a teenage boy and I had no fat on me anyway. And then,
that's not good.
Then someone actually pulled me to the side, a family member was that's not actually how you put on muscle, right? And they explained, having a high protein diet or whatever and all that, so I went bored.
Found Insta, he's buff. Yeah, he looks like he has huge arms.
$5 Superberry.
Thank you for the $5.
Bully him for his appearance. He's got
he would.
iDubbbz Ethan is online. I'm a turbo loser look.
He has that horrible. May I talk to your manager? Mullet and glasses combo. Horrendous style, but he would kill iDubbbz with one hand.
With all that, and they showed me how to train properly, and then I became a healthy person that learned how to train for health and also for muscle gain, whatever my goals were, right? But if no one pulls these kids to the side and it's bro, you're getting lost in the sauce, you're turning into a weirdo, my dude, you're scaring the ladies. Bro's just bone smashing at the party. What is John doing? Oh, he's bone smashing, don't mind him. In 6 to 8 years he'll look great, or he'll look like Quagmire. If that's not the case, he's gonna be the old people's home by 25 because...
Oh, you think this is fully a character? It's possible. It's possible. But it is also a distinct look that apparently works. Especially, people are clicking on the thumbnail. Now, that could just be the face effect. People like having a face looking at them. At least the Zoomers do.
He looks smashed and bone smashed so hard that he's just wrecked his body. And they're like, little Johnny, you're going to have to stay in the old people home the rest of your life. Because despite being 25, you've got arthritis from wrecking your body by bone smashing. And he'll be like, what do you mean there's more to life than being really ridiculous?
Hello, Evan Bennett. Good to see you live again. Hey, I only take 2 days off a week, okay?
Ridiculously good looking.
Saying he's only doing this style because YouTube is what's popular right now. Hang on. Let me check your hypothesis. Hypothesis, I should say. Maybe 3 years ago. It's a different style. Man. Is this the same fucking person? No, that's Tommy Innit. 2 years. 1 year ago is when he switches to this style. You might be right. You might be right. Oh, you were talking about him with Safe Filthy. Okay, that's a fair judgment. I thought you meant hippies. We're Safe Filthy.
And then, I don't know, his like jaw will crumble to dust or something from years of smacking it with a freaking hammer. That's insane. And if somehow you don't wreck yourself, this is what your future will look.
It's a shame wife beater is a name for a top, because I think this whole look could be called wife beater.
Look like you will become this type of man.
All this bullshit about 50-50, there is no 50-50. You fucking provide. That's it. That's it.
That is the alimony psyop man.
That's your job. That's your responsibility. That is what you are here for.
Dear Lord, this is toxic. This is what you're speed running into.
You're right. You bring your wife food, money, and she gives you milk.
Not speed.
We live in a capitalist society. There is no such thing as a free meal.
Running into being the super hyper cool mega chad that all the girls want. You're speed running into being a big toxic weirdo that cares so much about what it means to be a masculine alpha male that you're not actually just being a normal guy and, I don't know, talking to girls. You're like, you've got to provide everything. Bro, the people that are applauding didn't even seem convinced by what you're saying. And then you wonder why the
men's rights. Cal Does Life is saying men's rights, men's rights.
Rate of men logging out IRL is so high. Well, it's because they get so sucked into these...
That's suicide.
Stupid nuances and stereotypes of what it means to be an alpha male, what it means to be a man, instead of just speaking out about how...
Ooh. I don't think that's a primary cause of people killing themselves. I think the shit you showed us a clip of is a response to what is leading to these suicides.
How they feel.
Hopelessness, a sense of no place for them because they have the instincts or the drive to be like that. That guy isn't teaching people to do that. That guy is telling them their instincts or the desire to be that is okay. Understand that.
That they look smacks when they're young, and then they go into these stupid conventions on how to be a man, and it's also toxic and stereotypical, and you're boxing yourself in so you can't.
Why do they go to that? Why do they want to hear that?
Can't really express yourself. Bro, just have a cry on your friend's shoulder and stop look maxing. Put down the hammer, pick up the...
Don't do this, just cry instead. Is Cal secretly based and toxic, but is presenting it in a way that people don't realize? Just cry instead. Bro literally just said cry about it. Come on.
I don't know, pick up the what can you pick up instead of the hammer that's good for you? What do I pick up?
Some weights. Oh wait, you can't do that either.
I don't know, a book, or just go outside, maybe leave the four walls that you confined yourself in, not just mentally, but also your house. And I don't know, just go outside, join a club, have character depth, do other things with your life. Guarantee you'll be far more interesting if you have hobbies rather than like how high your cheekbones sit, or do you have a positive or negative candle.
There are women who will reject you for coming off as too well read or being too interested in things because they think that's weird because they come from like a retard lineage. That is a thing. Bear in mind, if people's goal is just to get a chick, that's actually a consideration.
Which is apparently how your eyes are shaped, or how strong is your jawline, you know? And like, once you get into this...
This guy knows about chavs. You've had chav exposure. You know about this.
Toxic world of like look maxing and becoming as desirable as possible. You learn about this thing called mogging, which to the people in this world thinks it's like...
So this is very important to understanding the mindset, I think. And this was already hinted at in the first clip he showed. You've got to do this to be over other people, to be above other people. This isn't just about being the bare minimum. This is about recognizing you have competition, right?
When you look super good next to a normie and you like absolutely mega chat him out. But to anyone with like an ounce of life experience or the ability to just critically think for like 1 nanosecond.
Don't say critically think.
It's just when you look good in a photo and your friend, you catch your friend off guard. That's all it is. It's just like your friend will be just chilling and you'll just be there like... So of course, comparatively, it's...
No. No. Stop, Cal. Some people are more conventionally attractive than others. There absolutely fucking is a phenomenon, an effect where on their own you can be like, they look decent. Next to someone less attractive, they look way more attractive. Isn't there the meme where women deliberately do that? They invite the ugly friend? Isn't that a fucking thing that isn't just a joke but is a real thing?
You just look like... But it's silly because I'm laughing because I shouldn't even... Like, surely everyone can be like, yeah, this is dumb, Cal. Yeah, we're with you on this one. But there'll be some kid in the comments being like, no, I would mog you so hard in real life, Cal.
That's funny. That's fun.
Okay, and cool. And then what? Do you get like 1 million followers overnight? You're the most chased after man. You're the most desirable, eligible bachelor. No one cares. In reality, if anything, people will probably find the other person in the picture funny, and it's just not that deep.
You might not want to be with the kind of person who cares, but it's absolutely wrong to say no one cares. Absolutely, utterly false. Especially hierarchy-minded women. They care a lot.
I just feel it's just a sad case. Catch me in the club photos mogging everyone now that I don't go to the clubs. Too socially awkward. Anyway, what I always do enjoy seeing is like the counterculture responses from like guys that can be aware how like stupid and silly it is. Like, look at this human that like razzes or jokes on mogging and like look maxing. Bro looks literally terrifying, like a freaking sleep paralysis demon. But there'll be like teenage boys in the comment sections
it's
because
pretty
they see
fucking
this content
scary.
so much, regardless of it being satirical, rage bait, or actually semi-serious, or even
Little Red Mogging Hood, indeed.
serious, right? Or whatever the 4 options are, they'll see so much of it that will actually affect them on some type of way, and due to the fact they have like no life experience, they'll actually lean into stuff like this. Like, that's what happened to me when I was younger. That's how I got into like the gym originally. I was just like, well, all the kids in my school are so jacked. They weren't, by the way. I was just disillusioned by everything I was seeing online. There's you get those like young Gymshark athletes that built like shit houses at 18. How? Well, now we know it's steroids. But like, I saw all of that and I absorbed so much of that information, regardless of if it was satirical or what at the time. I just wasn't aware because I was a kid, that I just accepted that as the norm. So I see how people fall into these traps.
I'm trying to judge if it's an act or not.
And though as adults watching this, we can just shrug it off and be like, this is so silly. And this almost like steps into like the iceberg of like toxic masculinity among...
Come on. New Wendigoon video. The toxic masculinity iceberg.
It's like alpha males and what it means to be a male. But like when I think about this in like a conclusional, and it sounds like I'm just trying to get words in at the end of an essay. But like when I like...
I think what he does a lot, Bob, is he says no one cares, when what he's really saying is, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that people care. I don't care. No one cares. La 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 la.
Kind of think about all of this, like look maxing and stuff like that, and like trying to...
Like, he's not stating what he thinks is a fact. He's reassuring himself.
Become like this hyper Hollywood style version of what it means to be like a male, and trying to become an alpha male. I think it all kind of stems from, when I think about it, is like a man's desire to be perceived as like a man to other men. I think the only person you're impressing in this situation is another dude. You're...
Sometimes. But again, there literally are many women who just want like a huge guy. That is a thing. That is a thing. Not freakishly huge. Not like absolute sicko mode, like bodybuilding contest huge. But there are a lot of women who, like, you have that, you have decently sized muscles, you got a six pack. That's like their only tick box.
So stuck.
Not necessarily the women you want to be with, but they do exist.
In this view of how you see the world, that you have to be this tough guy, the provider, the everything, the lookmaxer, 9,000, and the mogger.
And, well, a lot of it would be impressing other guys. I don't think the motivation for these gym cells is impressing other guys. It's more like fear of other guys and fear of competing with them, which, depending on the social scenes they find themselves in, may be, an accurate assessment of the situation they find themselves in. We're talking about club life? Yeah! And you want to beat out the competition to get a girl at a club? Yeah, probably really matters.
Sounds like it should be a slur. Regardless.
Have you met
like,
this
you're
guy?
so stuck in this that that's all you care about. So the only people you're going to impress are other dudes that are interested in it. And like the old classic trope of this is the gym. Every person I've dated has never really cared that, I go to the gym so much. If anything, they...
I don't know if I don't know if I even believe that he believes that.
Kind of hate it. They kind of hate that I'm there so much. But like, who does care? The dudes, they love it. They're like, nice, bro, nice.
This is Cal drawing from stereotypes, I think.
You literally look like a walking Dorito now, Cal, because you're so trying.
Wait, is he gay? That would explain a fucking lot. You can't make this video and not disclose that you're gay. Gay. What do you think he meant by every person I've dated? Well, he doesn't consider men to be people, right? So I thought he meant women. Didn't he just say that? I don't know, dude. Yeah, but if he's gay, his commentary on the necessity of this, or like how much women care, or what it feels like in this scenario, no, that's warped as fuck. I feel like if you're full straight, you'd say women. I like saying partner and things like person I'm dating to make the person I'm talking to afraid that I might be gay. I'm not saying he needs. I'm not saying like an FTC disclosure. I'm not saying like he should be legally. I'm not saying sew a pink triangle on him. I'm saying it becomes less absurd that he holds these views. It becomes more believable that he believes what he's saying. Right?
Thanks. My girlfriend just wants me to come home.
Did he say every man? I thought he said every person.
It's all so silly. And like, I feel probably if you really deep all of this, the reason why dudes do try and do all of this.
Yeah. Hexathian is gaying people.
It's all so silly. And like, I feel probably if you really deep all of this, the reason why dudes do try and do all of this, and they claim it's all for like to get with women, is because like ever since women have had the chance to vote, you know, get actual education, which was denied for them for so long, or like good jobs and all of this, and they've actually become men's equals, or we're at least getting more towards that point where, you know, where we can
just kidding, they'll never be equal.
They can get equal pay and stuff. Men can't just be like bottom of the barrel freaking scum and just rely on the fact that you're from a small town, so like you'll end up marrying them or something.
Yeah, you gotta looks max. Wait, are you
actually have to have depth now. So the first time in the whole of history of society, men actually have to have something about them. So they're panicking. They're like, well, if I'm this hyper alpha male, then the chicas will love me. Did I just call girls chicas? I'm so sorry.
I think Cal isn't looking far forward enough. The age of the himbo is coming. The age of the himbo is coming. Eventually, women are going to have to recognize that they're going to dominate all the high-paying jobs. They dominate education already. You're going to have to marry down. Men are going to compete not on their status in life and their money. Men are going to be competing for the women who have money and qualifications based on looks. The age of the himbo is coming.
What is this? But like, I find it silly because probably because I'm normal compared to this type of man, but not that normal. Anyway, not about me. But like, these men are trying all of this instead of just having depth, instead of just, you know, being actually interested.
Being interesting doesn't matter if someone won't give you the time of day, though. Right?
In the woman, actually being a kind person, you know, and actually bringing something to the table. They're like, no, I'm just gonna look max, and I'm gonna put all this pressure on myself to be the sole income bearer, and then I'm probably gonna log out IRL because of all the stress. Bro, just open up and just be a normal human. Come on, you can do it, big guy. Let down that guard. Have a good cry. It's okay, big guy. You got this, champ. Dudes will do anything but be a nice, genuinely nice guy. And I don't mean like nice guy like, If I open the door for her, she'll sleep with me. I don't mean you deluded freak.
She will. It's true.
Freak. Nerds. There's actually nothing wrong with nerds. What are you?
You have no skills and you're a loser!
I feel I had the chance to make a really good point there about like how through equality occurring, there's like this actual segment of men that are like, women equal, I don't bring anything to the table, I will just look max and I'll become this mega chad and I'll gym load.
I don't think that's where it's coming from, but I think that would work. Yeah, if you prepare for the age of himbo, I think that'll work out. Become a trophy husband. That'll work, but that's not what they're doing.
And I'll take steroids, then they'll want me. Instead of actually just, I don't know, being kind, being thoughtful, and just being a good human being, they're like, no, doing something for others, not for me. I'ma get jacked. And my elbow pop.
Yeah, but you're kind of getting jacked for them. You're pursuing objectification for their pleasure. In a way, it is for them, even if they don't want it, which many of them do.
See, this is reality of excessive training from a young age. You'll have clicky joints and they will hurt. You don't want that. Just go be a normal human. And I do want to stress, I'm a normal human too. I just like the gym. It makes me feel normal.
Look, Hexathian, providing for someone is taking away their autonomy. It's not giving them something. Alright? Whaler hit the gold mine. Oh no. Did he fucking face smash? He's been face smashing. Why is his face a different fucking shape? Oh, it's because you can see the forehead. Hang on.
Anyway, again, not about me. Oh, what a mess. Every chance I ever get to, like, actually make a good point, my brain's just like, get distracted by something else, Cal, and it's such a shame. But that, I think, is how I feel about alpha males currently and the current toxic wave on TikTok, which is look maxing to become desirable instead of actually just being a functional member of society, you know.
The real problem with TikTok and things like this is they're just, it's reheated trash that has been through multiple life cycles across multiple sites, and then TikTok slurps it up and pukes it out again. That's why it's really a problem, why it's offensive.
That has
yeah, I've got the Reddit thread loaded up. Bam.
Interests and hobbies, you know, do more of being a real person instead of look maxing, and I guarantee you'll be happy. Or, you know, just wait for puberty to
yeah, but will you get a partner that you're happy with?
Finish, and I'm sure you will get the face you so desire. You don't have to do this crazy stuff yourself, especially for the love of Lord, please do not bone smash. Sounds like a great heavy metal band. And tonight we're bringing on Bone Smash. No, we're digressing again, and I'm
buy me Bone Storm or screw yourself, or whatever it is.
So trying so hard to, like, actually make a good point here. Let yourself be vulnerable. Learn how to be a good human.
What do I call this stream then? I was gonna make a comment like that, Amma Abby, but this is I do not like content miscegenate. I'm on YouTube and I'm looking at YouTube. Alright? I'm like a composter. I take other people's shit and turn it into workable soil.
And how to interact with girls, if that's what you're doing all this for, you know, to become desirable to girls or whatever. Oh, this is a weird topic. You know, I don't...
That's enough. Let me find. Just, hold on a second. The solution to that, all Cal would have needed to say is this.
But I wasn't just talking about buildings, I mean in life. Even being a good-looking person or an ugly one. In a way, you're better off being the ugly one and you get to look at nice things. You're looking at the nicer-looking people. Doesn't matter about being ugly, how often do you look at yourself anyway? Same thing. Be the ugly one, look at the nice one.
Bam. Simple as. Simple as. If you look, think of the trade. Other people put in work to look good, you get to look at them. You don't put in any work to look good, they have to look at trash. You win. You win. Being ugly is for winners. Being attractive means you're a chump. So, I was linked to this in the chat. Cal hopped on 6 years ago. Cal hopped on to r/roast me. Good looking alpha male Roast me if you can. He tried to help them, I guess, by, like, semi-cross-dressing with the little ballerina slippers. A Mac? That's disgusting. A Mac? That is vile. Right, his sports bra down on the left. Okay. I think he might be self-conscious about his forehead. So you're an alpha male, huh? I was under the impression that you were a buff lesbian. I'll still take that as a compliment. Alpha males don't wear ballet shoes. Your socks look like women's shoes. You said you hit the mother loads. I don't know. This is pretty weak. Oh, no! Oh, I think they actually got him. You got bullied so much as a kid you started lifting. How does it feel after so much effort to have failed so badly? Still pretty good. We happen to know that they actually nailed him. They actually got him. Because we know it's true from the videos we just watched. Despair commented on this. Girl, I know this is a roast, but you do have some sexy feet. Peepin. Hello, editor of Ethan's second channel here. Private video. So Cal was... Wait. I did a video on a day in the life of a full-time YouTube editor. I did a video on a day in the life of a full-time YouTube editor. This video is private. Sorry, is that what he does? PewDiePie submissions. Editor Cal here. Lewis and I dived into the world of... Who's Lewis Buchanan? And Ethan who? Does anyone know who he is? Who did he... Lewis Buchanan? Oh, sorry, Buchan. Not Buchanan. They all have the same fucking haircut. Here's the guy he used to edit for. What the fuck is this? I wonder if he'll have...
everybody.
Jesus Christ. Searched Ethan. Let me scroll down. Three years ago, he made an I'm Alex video. Does anyone know who? Bazinga. Bazinga is Ethan. Sorry, it's on the subreddit. Bazinga. Bazinga. He's one of the sidemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
4.5 million subs. So he was the editor for this guy with 4.5 million subs. So he has big fucking connects. Why would his video go private? Why would his day in the life video go private? I'm curious. Is there juice here? Back machine. Way back machine. Bam. February 6th. Wait, how old is this? There's a oh no, like 3 years ago. Okay, there's a 2021 green cap. Grab. I just kind of want to see what channel this video is on. Let me do Cal Editor Bazinga. I don't think I'm finding the juice. I don't think there's any juice here. And he was only the editor of the second channel, Betuinga.
What is up, ladies?
Cal. Hang on. Is this the same Cal or is this someone else? No, it's someone else, Cal Freezy. Connected to a whole bunch of people with millions of subs, though. Interesting. Am I Medicare guarding? The Discord concerns? If you want to fucking shit on Mr. Medicare, don't also include a slur that I have to delete. You fucking retard. Is this a Medicare safe space? I didn't even say anything super aggressive. Or was my use of the gay slur TOS? Yes, you fucking mongoloid. Alright. That's TOS, but it just means someone who was born in Mongolia. Had a big will. Alright. I have a bunch of other stuff. But my eyes are burning out of my head. So it's going to be another one of those. I feel like 3 hours is the safe spot for streams right now. I think 3 hours is sort of the safe spot for the streams right now. Expect 3 hours with, like, I'm not doing good. I'm not doing good right now. Ophthalmology appointment on Friday, though, even though it's only a phone one. Hopefully it goes fast after that. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you again tomorrow, though. I will see you again tomorrow, though. Go to the hospital, they just tell you to leave. Like, what do you mean? I might even get fined if I go there and I don't have anything urgent. I'll be back tomorrow with a whole bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of stuff ready. I hope you enjoyed a look into another weird mullet YouTuber's channel and his problem with hippies and with looks maxing. Tomorrow, we might look at WPC tomorrow. We have a video about Kick Poisoning Society. We have someone talking about World of Warcraft ruining their life. All sorts of stuff to look at. We might take a look at Gary Eats, because he reviewed Taco Bell and Nando's, and I have strong opinions about both. And a couple of King Cobra videos. We'll do all sorts of stuff tomorrow. Until then, though, thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for your viewership, your companionship, and your incredible direct generosity. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the Goonie Beard Man